It's the right thing? Did I hit the right thing? No, I did. Wait. I think I hit the wrong button. Nope, no, it was the right button. We're starting. We're going. We're online. Sorry.
Excellent. Hello, humans of the world. Episode 6 is upon us.
Oh, I can't show that. There we go.
Off to a great start. So, let's see. Last we left off, our intrepid adventurers had ventured out from the settlement of the Flynns and done some well-planned planning and tactical strategies up in the cliffs above the settlement. Our resident alchemist / tinker / gunslinger / jack of all trades and snarker of all, Ben was able to set off a charge that created a large pit as part of their trap for the jackalware. And you guys managed to disguise it well, and while you were in the midst of doing so, and the noise seemed to attract that very same foe whom Ven and Then were both able to spot watching you, the jackalware does seem to have noticed you. You guys tried to make it seem like you had been there to varying degrees of success, and that you hadn't seen it, or that at least you were not doing anything suspicious. You also set off a few more explosions around the settlement to try and make it seem more like you were just testing, I don't know, explosives or what have you. So far, the jackalware did not appear again and has not engaged. In the meantime, your dust method friend, apparently confused about what his instructions were and when he was supposed to show up, has rejoined you and has again seemed to reinforce the idea that he will be helping with distracting the rest of the dust methods. But your plan now set, the wheels now turning, you are now waiting for nightfall to enact the plan and hopefully catch yourselves a jackalware. So, it is about, I think last we checked it was like 4 or 5-ish p.m. What would you guys like to do?
What were we doing at the last?
We all got disguised.
Yes, that's another important aspect, yes. You guys have finished disguising yourselves.
Felix looks like he has muscles.
Yes. Played dress up with real people.
Felix, you've stuffed a whole bunch of tumbleweeds and like bandages into your sleeves, and you look kind of buff for some odd reason.
Oh, we can eat the tumbleweeds. Nobody forget that we can eat the tumbleweeds in case we get lost.
Christian, you can eat some of the tumbleweeds, not all
I'm
the
not
tumbleweeds.
eating tumbleweeds.
Some of the tumbleweeds are just twigs, so I would not recommend eating those. Although a fried tumbleweed could be interesting. Just imagining kind of like tossing that in a pan, but yes.
Only if you batter it first and then deep fry it, man.
Yeah.
Everything, you batter and deep fry it.
Okay, I hate fried food, but like, yeah, that would actually look really cool. Yeah,
Tumbleweed fritters.
I gotta say, like, normal tumbleweed kind of sounds a bit scratchy going down.
That's actually true, though.
You'd marinate it.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like, soak it in something. Soak it in some, like, I don't know. I have no idea, actually. Just chicken juice.
Not even chicken stock, chicken juice.
You gotta kick a chicken and just
the tumbleweed fritters.
I know, like, just squeeze the juice out of the chicken, then you throw the chicken away, because why would you have chicken instead of your fried tumbleweeds? Duh. Alright, so yeah, we're great at keeping on track, kids.
This is canon now.
We enjoy playing Pathfinder so that we can literally just get distracted by everything. And that's okay.
on the internet!
So you can make fun of us. Not that there's anybody to make fun of us. Hi, Kira.
I'd say she was gonna be watching tonight.
Well, it's a preemptive hi, even if she misses the first part. And then we can say goodnight like we always do. Alright, so, the evening is yours. You are disguised. You are prepared. Your dust method friend actually seems to understand what is going on now. Because, yeah, he's smart.
Beast at poker, though.
What'd you say?
A beast at poker, though.
Yes, he is. Oh, that's right. You have taught your friend how to play poker, and he has bet. I forget what he was betting on. Was it
Sand, I believe.
Yeah, it was sand. You're right. It's sand and stones. So yeah, you guys have a poker monster in your midst. Also, I'd like to point out that every time that your DM criticizes their NPCs, they're probably really criticizing themselves. Hug a DM sometimes. Tell them they're okay. And then you can criticize them. That's fine.
Criticizing is easier.
Just cut to the chase. You're terrible. Thank you.
We need to talk about you. If I remember correctly, it wasn't
Man.
Wasn't Fenmir on a like an epic level bender?
That was the other session, I thought.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. No.
Forgive me, but you'll have to explain the terminology.
Drunk.
You were.
In this case.
Is this episode?
Oh no, I'm sober by now.
Okay, no, that's right. That's right. Never mind. That's right. I thought that was already taken care of. I don't know. I thought we were kind of settling down for bad.
Bad?
Bad.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to trash all these people at poker if that's what we're doing.
We already finished the poker game.
Yeah. If you guys, so you guys are welcome to just kind of burn your time however you so choose.
So I thought we did poker and then the disguise, and then after the disguise we just kind of went our own ways.
Yeah, you guys were kind of just wandering around.
Okay.
The last
Alright, we were waiting for dark because we were going to try and move.
That's right.
Dark.
Yes. So is there? So let me rephrase it. Is there anything that you guys want to do before dark? Do you want to roleplay anything? Do you want to talk to each other? Is there anything else that you want to accomplish, or do we just want to jump ahead? Either one is fine.
How? I also lost track of when was it that the whole jungle queen lady.
That was last session. I think we were talking at the end of last session, then got really mad at Amari and put a gun in her face.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was intense.
Yes.
I think that was where we left
So
off.
that's the last thing that happened?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Just people being grumpy.
Awkward.
Yeah, about that. Alright. Hearing nothing, I'm going to let you guys talk for 5 seconds because I need to go and unlock my brother's computer because reasons. I'll be back.
Alright. DM's away. What do we do?
When the DM's away, the players don't play. What?
That's true. It's true. What? No, I was gonna say it's sort of like a baseball game if all the umpires sort of wander off the field. What the heck are you supposed to do?
Start throwing baseballs at the fans.
Or if you're certain players, tie a baseball to the end of a string, throw it over the roof of the dugout, and then pull it back every time fans go for it. I've seen video clips of that. It's freaking hilarious.
Yes, that sounds great. Fan fishing.
Fan fishing. You just throw it in there, just pull back some guy from the front row. I got a big one.
It was this big.
It was this big. You pull in a kid. Too small. Just chuck him back over the top.
Not keeper size.
That
Worms will be coming after me.
No, the game warden's all left, remember?
When they come back.
When they come back.
Well then.
Is there any? Should we make some plans like she doesn't know about?
I'm legitimately not convinced that this trap is gonna work.
I'm not
Neither
either.
am I.
I'm not convinced any of this is gonna work. We just need to go assault the caves.
It's a little too clever.
I'm more worried about him not going to the spot that we set up the trap.
I'm just worried about him not deciding to show up.
Yeah, or not showing up, or the Mephits not being
We don't know
uninterested.
enough about what motivates these people to try and bait
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
What if he comes
Right.
with the Mephits?
then I guess we just focus fire on him and hope that our Mephit can get rid of their Mephits.
Here's an idea. If this doesn't work, and he doesn't show up at this time, or if we don't catch him, you're really sneaky, right?
Pretty. I mean, I'm not Casita, because
Well,
that wasn't allowed anymore, but
you're like 14 levels lower than her too, or something.
Yes. I am also on this. I'm also pretty stealthy.
Right. Here's an idea. All these caves appear to be connected because they pop out of caves all over the place, which is fairly likely, that it's one large cave system in the mountain. So you find one
Yes.
entrance and you sneak in. You go deep into the cave. You build a fire,
I was thinking, yeah, smoke them out.
and then the entire cave system fills up with smoke.
And
Well, that
you
might depend
fuel
on
said
what
fire
building you
entirely
have.
with tumbleweeds. To make a lot of smoke.
We would need
I'm-
need something wet.
Yeah. And there's
We
the
also
question
could
of-
potentially cave in some of the cave entrances,
Or
like I did when we were creating our sandstorm shelter.
Ah.
here's an idea. We don't bother about wet or smoke. We just set a big fire and let it smolder down there. Carbon monoxide fills the entire cave system, and all the Mephits and the Jackalman die.
Would we know about carbon monoxide though?
No, we wouldn't. Well, you might, but none of the rest of us.
That's true. That's actually true. But we would know that you need to ventilate a room with a fire, and that's pretty
That
common
being said, it may
sense.
also depend on how big the cave system
Yeah,
is.
I would
True. That could take days. It could take days or weeks potentially.
Precisely
could-
why I mentioned caving in the other entrances.
But we have a DM back, so maybe we should stop our other plotting.
Speaking of the DM being back, I would like to ask if I can make a tinker check and firearms check, just to see if I can continue improving the fit of thorns.
Okay.
Kira says hello, by the way.
Hello, Kira.
Was that what time were you guys thinking of going out?
Oh, I remember what I was going to try and do before dark. I was going to try and see if these people had anything that could be used as armor laying around.
Okay.
Because,
I will get back to you.
Well, that's
I wanna
right.
Finish. I want to let Sven make his check first.
yeah, I just remembered that. So
Okay, that's fine. So two things. First of all, around what time were you guys thinking? Because that's going to give me an idea of how long you have to work then, and how many checks I want you to make.
Well, this is summertime, isn't it?
You have no idea. It's just the desert and it's hot.
Well, okay,
Trying to
but we've
get an
been
idea of
here
when
for
it
a
gets
couple
dark.
days, so we know when dark will fall.
Yes. So,
Okay.
all right. So I'll say like dark's around 9.
So we should
Okay.
probably wait an hour or two after the fall of
It
darkness.
is
before we
high
leave.
summer. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
It's
Okay.
hot. Oh no, I just made that up.
It is hot in
it's also possible that this world
Topeka.
has
Okay, so I'm
different
gonna say that
daylight
you have, like,
cycles than ours. So
4 hours
This is
to work. So I'm just gonna make one check. Also, second of all, what does your shirt say?
Of
Does it
course,
say
your
according to
opinion
your-
matters, just not to me.
good point.
Also, it's a natural freaking 20,
Woo!
Excellent.
so
Good way to
29.
start the game.
Okay. All right. Do you remember what the last thing that you were trying to do was? Like, what was the last thing that I gave you?
The
Did I
last thing that happened with thorns was that we weren't sure if I was going to be able to get a shot off, but we knew that if I could, it would be only 1 or 2. And then I took it out into a field and tested it, and it blew up in my face.
Yes. That's
And then he got drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Was that why? I thought that was a different.
Yes!
Yeah, I
Look
got
what he
drunk
got.
because I was frustrated.
Okay, I missed that connection.
Very mature adult way of dealing with your problems.
Frustrunk.
You're one to speak.
Alcohol is always the answer.
What?
You're not allowed to say that as a
Speaking of
future healthcare.
I'm trying to be a doctor. Obviously, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, disclaimer. Nothing that I say is good medical advice. Probably. Do not take anything I say just because I say that I'm going to med school, hopefully. Do not take anything I say as medical advice. That was sarcasm. Do not try and solve all your problems with alcohol. You will end up with an alcohol disorder. You'll end up addicted. You'll have a lot of problems. You'll ruin your family life.
I'm going to
and you'll have
reiterate
liver
that
issues.
was to Cervena, not Tasha, and especially not you.
Wait, what?
when I said you're one to talk?
I didn't hear that.
That was
I'm gonna
Ravenna.
take all your medical advice, and then when you get a license, I'm gonna sue you for malpractice and be rich.
You literally cannot sue me for malpractice if I don't currently have a license.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there. Like, don't bother. You will lose more money on your lawyer. On your lawyer
I don't
consult.
think any lawyer would take a case.
Well, they might charge you for the consult. In which case they're gonna be like, why the hell did you
100 smackers.
100.
Okay.
Whew. That's a
Okay.
cheap lawyer.
Yes,
So-
it is.
My friend
The
with the natural
consultation only took 1 minute.
So, natural 20. Nice job. Sen, you have just you step away from everyone. You go into one of the tents and you decide you're going to get this because this could really be a breakthrough for you if you're able to make some progress. And you just keep getting these moments of inspiration. Suddenly you understand exactly why you're able to pick apart the pieces. Like, it took a while for you to you managed to get everything cleaned out really easily, and to your surprise, like, you're able to figure out exactly, what you need to do. You can see where the problems were, and you manage to work on it. And because you're just so in the moment, you're so focused, you end up making a lot more progress than you expect. And I'm going to say that at this point, you know for a fact, at least theoretically speaking, you know that all the work that you've done is just right, and you will be able to make at least one shot that should be well contained, that will not be an issue. So I'm going to say you get one shot with this, just for functional purposes, just so you're not like, oh, I don't know. So you're going to get one shot. And how much damage do you currently do?
I currently do 1d8 plus Dex mod.
Okay. I'm going to keep the dex the same. Actually, no. I'm going to give you one. What's your range?
Yeah, I don't imagine it would increase the damage. My range is 20 feet, and what I was going for in stats was to increase it to that of a rifle, of a pepperbox rifle, which is 80
right?
feet.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you a bonus because you got a natural 20, because you're really thinking this through, and because based on the physics of it, my assumption is that you would probably end up focusing it a little bit more by concentrating it, which you can scream at me about how that's wrong, but it's in your advantage, so don't scream at me too much. I'm gonna say you're gonna get 1d8 plus 1 plus your dex on this. Yeah, make it 1d8 plus 1. And you do get the range of 80. So
Okay,
that's
thank you.
progress that you're able to make. If you keep working on it, you should be able to get more. You can work on, from where you're at now, you know that you can work on it a little bit more to try and get a second shot, which will take again longer because you're trying to figure out how to balance the energy efficiency so you're not expending everything. So you can either get an extra shot, and you can also work on it to hopefully increase the damage, but if you fiddle with the channeling a little bit more.
Okay.
So I'd say those are the two. That's where you can go with it from here.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna write that down because I will forget.
I wrote it down.
Okay. Still, I feel bad that I don't usually remember these things. All right. Felix, what were you trying to figure out with your armor?
Oh, I just wanted to go around the settlement. I mean, they're wanting us to fight these things for them. I thought maybe one of them would be able to provide the child wearing rags with something a little more substantial.
Okay. You.
I mean, seriously, I'll carry like a pot on my head and a stick in my hand as a shield. Like, anything's better than what I've got.
He's not wrong.
All right. So you go around and you talk to the villagers, and most of them like have very, very basic armor. It's not going to like afford you too much. So they direct you actually to the guard station, and the guards, it takes a little bit of persuasion. But once you mention that you've been working with the chief, and they realize that you're with the group of people who are trying to attack the jackal, where giving you some concerned looks because you're like 12 and trying to fight like a massive monster, and they think you're crazy and you're mostly blind. they start going through.
When you put it like that.
Yeah.
Like that, they start to feel even more concerned. So they work really hard to try and find you something. So it takes them a while, and most of what they have doesn't quite fit. But you are able to find. They're able to cobble together a bit of leather armor that they kind of tie off and make fit you. It's a little bit smaller because they had one guard who was a little closer to your stature. So I'm going to say it'll give you a plus. It's +2 leather armor.
All right.
Hopefully give you a bit of a boost.
Yeah.
Wait, +2 magical?
Whoa.
No. What's the AC bonus is +2.
Okay.
Yes. We should have this.
I'm glad you clarified that because you said +2 leather armor, and I assumed leather armor with a magical +2.
And you're
what
like.
What do you do on armor?
Enhances the bonus
Yeah.
by 2.
Oh, I see.
It's magic armor that gives you a +2 bonus.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say it's gonna add 2 to your AC.
Got it. Yep, that makes
And we
sense.
can revisit it if need be. Okay, I'm gonna write this note for Thorns, and then I gotta go actually unlock my brother's computer because it didn't work the first time. Because why? My life. Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to do something before 9, so that I can think about it while I run downstairs?
Then
I can't think of anything.
goes to the men's tent to drop something off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
It only really matters to Fenmir, and he already knows about that, or Ethan already knows about it.
Okay.
She vanishes, and she'll come back to where people are later.
very neat.
Sounds good.
Probably
All right.
takes 10 minutes.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna run downstairs. I should be no more than a minute. Talk to Andrew about his DMing things because hopefully Andrew will be up in 2 weeks, if that. So bug him.
What do you want to bug me about? My children. Listen.
Don't ever call us that again.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're fine. How's everybody's week?
Stressful.
Okay.
Just finished closing Decision Gate 1 on my capstone design project, so...
Is it good
Which
or
I
bad?
realize means nothing to you guys, so...
Not really. What does that actually mean?
So it means that we've confirmed everything with our client and are permitted to move forward.
Okay.
Alrighty. Good things all around. Hopefully. Alright. Hearing no other requests to do anything, I'm going to forge on ahead. You guys kind of occupy yourselves however you wish. Many of you are back to playing poker. The sand pile next to your dust method friend keeps growing, and then it shrinks a little bit, and then it grows a little bit more. It's kind of uncanny how good he is at this. It's a little bit creepy. But you guys keep playing.
Ben is very glad that they're betting with sand.
Yeah, Ben.
This might be the one to recommend poker. Ben sucks at poker.
Yeah, Ben is going to do her absolute best to not mention anything about money or anything of value at all, ever. Well, in
In any context.
Yeah. So you guys so occupy yourselves. Then you're feeling very proud of your progress. You're a little bit nervous because you didn't get a chance to test this out, but you're very proud of how far you've gotten. Felix reappears to you all, looking a little bit funky. There's a lot of cloth strips hanging off of his armor, and it definitely looks like it's a couple sizes too big, but you're feeling a little bit better about his safety, at least at the moment.
Maybe he'll grow into it.
Maybe. So night starts to fall, and it truly is a stunning sight. You guys didn't necessarily get too much of a chance to appreciate it last night, just with the busyness of meeting everybody and being preoccupied with the fact that you kind of just woke up in the desert suddenly. It's been a long 24 to 48 hours. But it really is stunning, just a giant wash of pink and orange and purples and deeper hues, and it's incredible to see the different constellations starting to pop out. And as the sun sinks below the horizon, your thoughts begin to turn back towards the Jackalware and the task in front of you. And before long, everything is once again dark, and families are herding their children off to bed. There's an underlying tension felt throughout the camp, an extra wariness, worried about another attack, and some of the families and people have heard that you guys are going out looking for the Jackalware. A few of them come out and say things very quickly in their own language that Amaria translates to you as being brief blessings and well wishes for your protection before they hurry back into their tents and start preparing for the evening. So, what do you guys want to do?
So, just for reference, are we, like, going out into the desert during the night and then trying to, like, come in very obviously the next morning?
That's what I thought, but if anybody
Okay, that's what I thought too.
but if anybody's got opposition to that, or anybody has a better idea, please.
I think the plan was Felix was going to go somewhere and he can make a lot of light, so he was going to do so. All of the watching methods were going to look at him, hopefully, and then you guys were going to scoot out of town. And he was going to go meet up with you afterwards.
Wait. They had the wise woman.
Oh, I bet she can
Maybe
make light.
she should do light instead, so you don't have to try and get left behind. And don't, like, use up spell slots in case we get jumped.
My light ability isn't a spell slot. It's
Ho ho ho! Look at you.
Schmancy.
I'm in Oracle. The gods chose me. There we go.
Me for me. And only me.
I mean, if the old lady has the ability to and can, then sure. But if not, Felix will do so.
You go ask the old lady.
Alright.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Okay. So you guys, you head off to try and find the Oracle. And her tent is set back a good ways, even further from, like, the chief's tent. There's nothing super special about it. It just seems like a very basic place, but you do notice that there's some beading on the front and a few strange designs, like, painted along the sides. Not necessarily supposed to be artistic. They seem a little bit haphazard and just as if they were kind of thrown on there, perhaps like during a moment of clarity or what have you. It's a little bit unsettling. Some of it seems to be, just like, it seems like it was scrawled on there, and not all of it seems to be pleasant. Perhaps warding spells or what have you, but you're not entirely sure. You walk up to it and you kind of tap on one of the tent poles. There's not really a door to knock on. There's a bit of rustling from inside, and suddenly the old Flynn kind of sticks her head out. Yes. Can I help you?
Who's doing the talking?
Yes, I was hoping that wait, is this the person we're talking to, the wise woman herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
We have a plan, and we were wondering if you can magically make light appear.
That's what you wish. Let's say hello. Some people say that.
Oh, right.
He did.
I'll practice saying the greetings that I've been learning from the people in town in her language.
She kind of gives you a surprised look, then grins. You are learning very quickly. Very good. So you wish to cast light? Where? What exactly are you planning to do?
We are wanting a distraction. To to have a light because of all of the methods that are watching. We were hoping it would, if we could make a bright light, they would look there and we could leave.
And you could leave.
Just bring our trap.
I see.
Doesn't work if they see us walking out.
That could be interesting. I know not whether they will respond, but perhaps.
So can you do it?
Yes, I can. Where exactly would you like the spell to be cast?
Felix is going to look at the others.
That's a good question.
I presume
Maybe
not
in-
near the camp.
Say the opposite direction from where we're going.
And as far from the camp as you can make it.
While still making it visible easily to the methods.
The spell that I will use. It can be seen from 20 feet away.
20 feet? And that is not very far.
It is
That's gotta be weaker than light.
I'm reading light because it's weird. Normal light in a 20-foot radius from the point and increasing the light level for an additional 20 for one step. Okay.
I mean, if I'm wrong, like, you can see in real dark, you can see a candle at, what, like,
No,
quarter mile?
Light is a cantrip. It's because light is a cantrip. So the spell causes a touched object to glow like a torch, shedding a normal light in a 20-foot radius from the point touched. It's not like a ray of light.
It's farther, but it sheds light in a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
It brightens a 20-foot radius.
So it'll still work for our purposes.
Can she
Yeah.
cast
Okay.
It'll still just be a random light appearing.
Right, but will it be a bright enough light to cause a good distraction?
Can she cast light on many objects at the guard tower? Like light up
Isn't
the
light
guard
a
tower?
concentration spell?
Light is
think
not
so.
a concentration spell. It just has a 10-minute per level duration, but it is a cantrip. So
So you could cast it on a lot of objects. Yo, let's do Gideon.
Yes!
Let's do what now?
Actually,
Gideon.
Bible reference. Basically, it's like you draw. It's a distraction that draws out like half the army. Gideon distracted like half of like the enemy army.
Okay.
And,
He didn't
it's kinda-
distract half the army, he scared them out of their minds.
Yeah.
Okay,
Clay
the
pu-
same point being.
Put
Clay-
torches in jars.
He put torches in jars.
Broke the jars, and suddenly there was an army's worth of lights and the sound of hundreds of breaking jars.
So they got freaked out. And
And
ran around.
horns.
That's basically how they won.
so it's sort of smash light. Mhm.
Yeah, I guess it is different from distracting Ethan. I'm sorry. Sorry for
Yeah.
including heresy.
Okay.
Alright, so
Is that what it was?
I don't, dude. I throw the word heresy around all the time.
She does.
You might be a heretic, is my hero group.
Did you
Okay.
call me a heretic because I said I think I like Burger King better than Wendy's?
What did you just say?
Didn't you call me a heretic because I said I like Burger King better than Wendy's?
I don't know, dude. So, anyway, refocusing. I definitely did not say that. I don't really care about Wendy's at all.
Hmm.
I didn't call you heretic today. Not today, anyway.
That's true.
Oh, I did, because you didn't cross yourself.
That's right.
Anyway.
What the heck is happening right now?
I don't know. I'm sorry. We just
Anything
digressed
driving-
into what we did today.
Anyway. So, the wise woman will steeple fingers. I can cast a light spell on 6 different objects. I'll place them at various distances from the encampment and from your distraction. Point out to me. She kind of hobbles further out of the tent. Point out to me where your trap is.
I've got.
That sound effect.
Yes. I'm gonna point at the rock ledge and then also at where we're going to put the boat, the land boat carts. That's what they're called.
Okay. I see. I'll place them I'll place them far away. And such that they will hopefully bleed. No way. Is that acceptable?
Anybody else have an issue?
So decent.
No, I have no issues. I unsubscribed.
Excellent. Do you wish to do this now? Is there a specific time that you wish?
We should do it.
Graveyard watch.
Yeah, I'm with
Say
her.
that one more time.
Graveyard watch. 3, 4 in the morning, when no matter how alert you are, you're always a little bit fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good.
Second on
Very
that
well.
one.
In a
Anybody
few
arguing
hours-
with that?
No?
In a few hours, I will
People
will
tend to get a little
go up.
less
Sharp.
careful about it then.
Excellent. I will await that time. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No. No, thanks. Thank
Good.
you very much, Wise
Good
Lady.
night. She's gonna like flip. She'll like yank the tent closed and huddle off, and you hear like some mutterings and.
We appreciate your
tapping
help.
sticks around. Yes, yes. You're very welcome.
Alright, so we are.
Felix, you go, how do you say that in your language?
Thank you.
No.
Which word?
Good night and you're welcome.
She'll tell you. I don't have the bandwidth to try and come up with that. I don't speak Knoll. My character does, but I don't.
That's fair.
I'll come up with something at some point.
Pocket get Rosetta Stone for Noel.
Yes. Okay, I was trying to see if I could.
Are we going to get some sleep before then?
I am. I most certainly am.
Rats. She does not have invisibility. I was gonna see if I could make her super cool.
She doesn't have what?
I was trying to see if she had invisibility so that she could
Oh!
sneak up and like, because she was gonna try and light things like not all at once, but like kind of like light one, and as they start to get distracted, like scuttle around and like light another, and then keep moving. But I want her to be invisible to do that, and she can't do that.
I thought
So-
you said I have to see if she has a disability. And I'm like,
Yeah, you know,
This is
she
ADA
gets accommodations.
yeah.
She gets free. She gets
Gonna
easy
call the
access.
ADA on someone?
Oh, this stream is ADA approved. Alright. What did you just do with your thumb? Why is it... What? What?
What?
It looked really funky for a second. I don't know why. I think it just looked really... Yeah, that looks like your hand is backwards.
I'm not sure this stream is ADA approved. given
He's a
how much
Rakshasa.
podcast was made about Felix.
Kill him!
Yes, true.
Anyway. Alright.
Mm.
So your preparation's made. You're welcome to try and go to sleep.
I'm out.
Is anyone... Are you guys setting up a watch, or are you guys just sleeping?
I'll take first
Okay.
watch.
Yeah, I'll take third.
I can take... Well, we only have 2 watches, right?
Alright, so
We're
we're getting up
to
there.
three, well, I'll take the second, because the elves need less sleep.
Thanks, elves.
9, 12, 12, and you said graveyard shift, so like 3.
So 3 is when we're gonna go and head out.
So 9 to 12, 12 to 3.
Whenever Ben goes to bed, he'll find what I left for
We
him.
should forget watches and get a grandfather clock.
Very
How long do you guys need? 4 hours?
4.
Yeah, we do.
Alright, then let me know how you want to split that, because that's only 6 hours, only one, and if you're splitting it evenly, then neither of you is going to get a full 4.
It's
Wait,
fine.
if we live on 4 hours of
We
sleep.
can
and
sleep a
like-
little when we go out into the desert,
Alright. That's fine.
probably.
Okay. You're welcome to try. Alright. Then you're taking first watch.
Yes.
Alright, please do me a favor.
And
And
make a
make
perception check.
3. Make 3 perception checks.
I hate you.
I like going by hour, dude.
First one with a whopping +0 to perception, that's 6.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is 11.
Mhm.
Last one is 14.
Okay. The first hour, you're having a little bit of trouble keeping yourself awake. It's been a long day. You've been rushing around a lot. There was a lot of you did a whole lot of brain power work to try and set up the charges, and then you worked on your gun kind of feverishly for the last couple of hours. Well, actually, the last several hours, because you've been working for most of the evening. You find yourself kind of dozing off a little bit, but you start walking around in like the second and third hour to kind of help keep yourself awake. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. The stars really are beautiful tonight. You keep an eye on them. You're starting to piece out some constellations and see the difference between some of them. There's ones that you recognize from later in the seasons over not stereos. Other one that you're from. Yeah, Eliolona, which is in a continent that I'm blanking. I think it's Mario.
It's the same continent. It's just like right on the
You know
edge
what I mean,
of stereos. Yeah.
I think it's Mariel. You recognize some of the constellations as being over Mariel later in the year. It's interesting to see them at this point. As you're walking around, there really is general quiet. The settlement below settles in for the evening. The only real noise is from the occasional patrol. You do notice an increased guard presence this evening, probably in light of the recent attack. Some of the cinder wolves dash by over through the hills.
Hear some raucous snoring from certain tents.
Probably. You do make a bit of a wander, just out of curiosity, because you're not super far from the wise woman's tent, and you hear quite a bit of very raucous snoring and some talking in sleep from her tent. It's very interesting. But yeah, so you end your watch with nothing strange, just about midnight, and you head into the tent and wake up your sister, and I'm assuming you go to sleep.
Yes.
Cool. All right, then.
Yep.
Please make 3 perception checks.
Okay. First one is what's my perception bonus? First one is an 18. Ooh. Second one is a 22.
Woo!
Third one is a 12.
Whoa!
I like that the one that was only lower than one of my checks is the one that you're booing.
No.
Excellent.
I have very
So,
high
your
standards
person
for
was an
Tasha's
18,
characters, perception, and stealth.
Okay, I've never had terribly exceptional perception bonuses.
Okay, what was your first check? I'm sorry.
18, 22, and 12.
Okay.
Yes, but I trust you more. But I trusted you more to see things than Elissa.
Wow. It's been gone for how long?
Can't really say much on that one.
I think her dice just hated her.
And okay. Sorry, I'm gonna ask you this one more time. Like, your second one was a 22?
Yes.
Okay. So, so you switch off with your brother, and it is also quiet for the majority of it. You see it. You actually, as you're watching, you see a couple of what appear to be Cinderwolf pups, kind of just emerge out of the darkness and chase each other around the rocks and nipping at each other's tails. And you see another one kind of, you assume the mother, watching. Oh my gosh, your face is so cute. It locks eyes with you and then switches its tail and goes back to its pups and chases them back inside, back up through the rocks.
Guys, I'm a druid now!
That's how that works.
Oh gosh, you've been chosen. You feel very warm and fuzzy, but you're able to kind of like not get distracted. And,
Come on, Druid, get it together!
As the night deepens, it's getting a little. It gets chillier. What you have noticed about Javar in the past couple of days is that it really is just straight up dry heat here. There is very little.
I live in Jalbar.
What'd you say?
I live in Gelbar.
I hate forgetting that you've told people, like,
That I live in Gelbar?
I don't remember, dude. I like try
Because
to
I
give everyone
do?
You do. It's just I keep forgetting who lives where. I thought somebody else did. I couldn't remember if you. Whatever. Don't worry about it. So yes, from living in Jean-Bar, you've come to recognize these constellations. You don't care about the constellations. The constellations bore you. You've seen them a million times. Sorry, you've seen them a million times. I also couldn't remember like how long you've lived in Jean-Bar, or if it was just like you moved there for some reason. Recently, because I don't remember backstories off the top of my head. I'm sorry. So Jean-Bar. Where was I? What did I say just happened? I'm sorry. I'm very
Cinder
distracted.
Wolf Pups.
Cinderwolf Plus, but there's something else.
Overload adorableness.
Yes, it was cold. Yes, it's cold out here. You've remembered, since you live here, then I'm not going to even make that comment, because you grabbed yourself a cloak, because you knew it was going to be cold, because you live here.
Preparation.
It's really a good thing that nobody watches this show. Watch this get like the most amount of views yet. So as you're
You're that
walking
Kira,
around,
you need to share this with everybody.
yeah. So you, as you're walking around, it's getting a little bit breezy, and there's a couple times that you feel like you hear something. You're not quite sure what, maybe footsteps, and then a guard will pass by, and you realize that it must have just been one of them treading a little lightly. They walk up to you a couple of times, nod to you, exchange a couple of words. Have you noticed anything at all up here? We are trying to make sure that our watch, that we cycle around fast, quickly enough, but...
I mean, what it's in the wolves. I keep thinking I'm hearing things, but that might just be you guys.
Most likely we will try and... We apologize for the distraction. Do watch for the Cinder Wolves. We try not to let them get too close. Every once in a while they will get a little bit hungry. Especially once the pups start to get a little older. They nod to you and continue walking. And the rest of your watch progresses as it gets later towards the end of your watch, and you start to find yourself a little bit more immersed in thinking about your plans and how you're planning to execute the trap, and thinking of backups to your backups, and what if this doesn't happen, but then we can fix it with this, and you realize that you're getting a little bit too immersed and perhaps like missing things, and you focus yourself once more, and then you realize that it's just about what time you wanted to get going. So you go in, and I'm assuming you wake up. Yep. All right. So all of you find yourselves pulled out of sleep, a little bit groggy, and not feeling too happy to be woken up so early. But this is what you asked for. So we said that was 6 hours.
It's beautiful morning.
Okay. Again, DM moment, and irresponsible DM moment. 6 hours or 8 hours for most people. It's 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
8 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think it was 6. All right. So you guys are feeling a little bit more well rested, but you could go for another couple of hours. So you kind of hope that this will get resolved quickly.
Doesn't our poker time count as like resting? Too. What? Like doesn't our like poker time and chill time count for resting too?
I would call that a short rest. I wouldn't say necessarily that's like sleeping. At least not to like.
Okay, that's fair.
Is the 6 hour rest, 3 hours for me, long enough for my crystals to recharge?
Did I say it needed to be a long rest?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna say that needs to be like an actual long rest.
I mean, I'm only an hour short, but okay.
Well, no, like a normal person's long rest, because it's not gonna be, because it's a crystal. It's not gonna change for elves.
You sure about that?
Based on the physics of it.
Yeah.
Based on the physics of it, yeah.
The world doesn't just
try and work
bend
on it.
to the.
What are the physics of a magical crystal?
What'd you say?
I said, what are the physics of a magical crystal?
Uh-oh.
When I want to
Whatever.
change a light bulb, I hold the light bulb and the world revolves around me, so calm yourself.
Elves have the lifetime to do that.
You have to realize this is a DM thing. You know, you remember that part, when Thanos shows up with the reality stone, he was like, Reality can be whatever I want. So magical crystal physics can be whatever I want.
I want it.
Anyway, I don't want to be unfair, so I will
I
say
know.
that you can work on that, but just because it would be the same for anybody, it
Sure.
doesn't really make sense for it to like change just based on race. So I'm gonna say it's 8 hours.
But if I wait another 2 hours without using the crystals,
Yeah.
Say again. I'm sorry.
if I wait another 2 hours without using the crystals,
You haven't used them for 6.
I haven't used them for probably closer to 8 hours because of playing poker.
That's true. Yeah. If you waited for 2 hours, yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? That's a good point because you haven't used it since you guys were up in the cliffs, and that was earlier this afternoon. So I'm gonna say 8 hours. It doesn't have to be over an overnight long rest, because again, it's just a physical thing.
Okay.
So from whenever you last use it to 8 hours later, that is when you can use it again. Period.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it might be overnight for you. It might not be, but like if you used it in the afternoon and then you didn't use it again until like well after midnight, then it should be recharged. So it should be recharged by now because you haven't used it and you didn't go out and test the gun after you made your modifications, so it hasn't been used in a while.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And that way you're not as restricted based on like, oh, you have to go to bed, because like I would hate for you to expend it first thing in the morning and then you can't use it again until the next morning, because that doesn't really make sense. So, all right. So you guys are up. You're prepared. You're wiping the sleep from your eyes. And it is the dead of night. It is dead silent, other than
You don't actually
like
need
the
me for
occasional
this,
thunderbolt.
right? I will just sleep for the rest of the night and join you tomorrow.
And Mari's gonna like shake you really. Felix, come on! You must get up.
Why?
It's time to go. It's time to go. And Stuka will come over and kind of nuzzle under you and like lick your face and.
I will
bat at
nuzzle
you.
with him and go back to sleep.
Stuka scratches you.
Jeez.
It's a cat. Stuka doesn't care.
Stuka don't care.
Scratcher is gonna meow until you wake up. Are you awake now, Felix?
Yes. Yeah. Felix is on his feet. Awake, maybe not.
You have a half point of non-lethal damage.
Ow.
Stuka kind of looks proud of himself and goes back to stand with Amari.
Jeez. Violent little sucker, isn't he?
It's a saber cat.
Violent big sucker, isn't he?
Monster.
Why's my battery dying so fast? Alright, what do you guys want to do?
Trade Stuko to the Mets.
Let's just in case, and as best we can, sort of stealthily try and leave this camp with our wagon.
Well,
I forgot you guys didn't take the wagon up last in the afternoon. That's gotta be good. You roll a natural one, you wake up everyone in a 50-mile radius.
Are these Gabrielle miles though?
Don't say that, because that's probably a lot worse for you, because that probably translates to like 100.
No,
like
actually.
Beginning of the game, it was like a 4 square mile camp.
And you were saying it was 15 miles on a side?
It's like, yes, this is the welcome to.
Yeah, but didn't we decide that it was like a massive? That was massive.
Yes, it's like New
Which means
York.
that an actual mile is longer than a Gabrielle mile.
Right.
No, you said it was 15 miles, but my 15 miles was like super huge.
No, you said
Your 15 miles is the equivalent to like a mile.
Oh, okay. Alright, fine. That's a 5,000 mile radius. Screw you. The Jackal Whale hears you. The next continent hears you. You all are screwed.
Everybody wakes up to the sound of wagon wheels on the whole continent.
Prophet starts screaming, "It's the end times!"
I thought Elijah was to come first.
Are you okay?
Wagons of Doom are apparently not good on your throat.
Oh,
Okay, now we're gonna have to stop and talk to Nexa about her
Were you
pig.
impaling wagons of doom?
The Dragons of Doom were riding up my throat.
Not
It's,
even rolling.
it's so fun in
All right.
games till a wagon of doom gets stuck in your larynx.
Okay, so white
That's
guy.
not how the quotes list.
Gosh. Okay, as you guys are standing there, you do see the wise woman shuffle out of her tent, wide awake. Which kind of gives you guys a look. What are you standing around for? Let's go. And she shuffles off down into the settlement and up and you see her after a while starting to hike up out towards the caves.
What is the larynx? Larynx?
Yes.
Larynx, yeah.
Thank you.
Not larynx. I don't know why I thought of that. I'm pretty sure that's how Andrew spelled it one time.
The tone
I
of
don't
voice
really
is
remember.
suggestive.
I read that one place and it really bothered me.
Sorry.
Gabriel, why do you hate?
What?
Nothing.
I don't hate. I just remember.
Right.
Ow!
I remember everything.
Really ominous.
We're doing a really bad job of staying on task.
Oh my word, what the heck even
It's really hot
happened?
in here. It's like boiling in my room, and I don't think that's helping. I really should go turn that on. All right. So I should probably roll stealth for. Skills slash our part. Okay, now that we've weeded out like almost every single die that I have, because everything's garbage.
Goodbye, Gio.
That's a good stealth check.
Goodbye. Where
That's a
is...
23 stealth check for me.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, if you guys are planning on stealthing, please, everybody roll a stealth check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
I'm not.
I need to stealth.
I'm
Everybody,
very not.
everybody give me a minute while I stealth.
We are not clear. We are very not clear.
Hey!
I think
23.
it's a Captain America quote from something.
Oh,
What
you're
did
right.
you roll,
you're right.
Andrew?
I rolled a 19,
From-
natural 19.
Nice.
From Age of Ultron.
Yeah, you're right. Wait, what was your stealth check?
Sorry, mine was a 23.
Nice.
What was yours, Tasha?
23.
Hey!
17.
10.
Okay. Woo! And Felix.
15.
Amari. And you need someone to roll for Azalea.
Yeah.
Yes, if you don't mind. If
I'll
you
roll
have...
Azalea. Natural 14 for Azalea.
Ooh, that was really
That's
good.
pretty good. I like to appreciate
Now,
the fact that.
natural 20 for Amari. I guess I'll
Nice.
make Stuka roll, because Stuka should roll at some point. I'll take care of that in a second.
I love
Alright,
the
so
fact-
how many were over 20? Or were 20 and over?
Francis, Ben, and Amari, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just check. Is it Amari or just Mari?
Amari.
Mari.
Okay.
There's an A. It's A-M-A-R-I. And she does have the last name, which I forgot about.
Swanson.
I'm gonna look like it's just no. You're not.
Bless you.
Well, you know, your future children and your weirdo cat, but only the butt.
But only the butt.
Frick the rest of the cat.
Shame.
I wonder why nobody watches our streams.
I think I know.
Can't imagine why. Okay, I thought
Some people watch our streams.
I don't think anybody really does. I think we just imagine it.
There's
Kira.
3 people watching right now.
Hey!
Third person.
Do, 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 do,
Okay, that means-
do.
Hello, world.
Hi!
Hello.
The literal world!
Look at us being popular.
There's 3 of yous!
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please leave your name and your occupation in the comments box.
And your
try to
social
actually-
security number so we can. Wait, what?
Yeah.
We'll try to, like, you know,
Tell us who
maybe.
you are. Make yourself known.
So we can greet you
All
next episode.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
You will get a hi from us.
You will join Kira in the hello list.
Yes. The good night list is purely exclusive. We only say good night, Kira. We say good night in general, but we also only say good night, Kira. But the hello.
This is actually true. Kira mentioned that she was reluctant to tell other people about this because it meant she wouldn't be our #1 fan anymore.
She will always be our #1 fan.
I think she'll always be the #1.
You hear that, Kira?
She's chronologically #1.
But yes, let's not greet our new guests, by saying that they're never gonna be as cool as Kira. It might be true, but we won't start you off like that.
So stealth checks.
Yeah.
No. You guys, you rolled Azalea, was it a natural 14?
Yes.
So she got
Okay.
a 14.
Okay. And how many people did we? And we just had 2 below.
Below
20,
what?
correct?
Below
No, 3.
20, 3 below 20. You had a 15, a 14, and a 10.
Okay.
Kira has sent hearts towards us.
Received. Okay. That's a really nasty split. I don't like that. Alright, we'll see what happens. So you guys head off. Who is pulling the cart? I would say that, like, you really only need, like, 2 people.
I thought we had animals.
We
Yeah,
did.
right, like camels.
Hey!
Can you tell the camels to be quiet?
Hey, there you go.
Early!
Greetings! Sorry I'm late again.
It's literally okay. We honestly we just had a night watch, nothing happened in it, and you guys are heading up to up to where you were setting up your trap.
Cool.
And you also
I thought we were heading out into the desert so that in the morning we'd
Yes.
obviously come in.
Yes. That's what we're
Okay.
Oh,
doing.
right, we're disguised.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to back up because I'm like now starting to piece together. Like, this plan is a lot longer than I thought it was.
Don't take away my natural 20.
I'm not going to.
Oh, that's what I
Wait,
forgot
what?
to grab.
Okay.
Dice.
Yeah, I just have to get back down.
That's okay. And you did speak to the wise woman, and she agreed to make a distraction for you to try and draw the dust methods out. Okay,
That's nice of her.
so please. Okay, so I want. Can you guys explain what exactly is your plan right now? What are you guys trying to accomplish tonight?
We're trying to go out in the desert. Alright. So we're gonna go out in the desert. We're gonna stay disguised as local merchants of Jalbar. We're going to arrive with a lot of shinies
In the morning.
in the morning and make a big stink. So big a stink that the methods could not pass up attacking. And that when they attack, the jackal weir always goes to that one spot.
Correct. Okay. So you're planning. So you're trying to get them to attack tomorrow night, presumably.
Yar.
Okay. So do you want the wise woman? Did you want the wise woman to go out tonight or tomorrow night?
Tonight.
So why?
This is just to get us out of the camp with our wagon.
This is just... Yeah, they're just not supposed to see us go in the opposite direction.
Okay. Then in that case, you guys can hold your stealth rolls, but I'm assuming that you guys are waiting for the distraction to start before
Yeah.
you guys are moving. Okay. All right. So you guys get yourselves together. You get the camels all hitched up. And I'm gonna say that the quietest people. I'm gonna say Francis and Ven. I'm gonna just assume you guys take charge of this because you guys are being the most quiet. I'm gonna give that to you. So you're gonna oversee things and make sure like nothing falls off the cart. Try and keep it as quiet as humanly possible, etc. Are you sticking your dust method friend in now? Or
He's already in the cart.
Yeah, he was in the cart at the end of last episode.
Okay, you peek in. He's still there. He's asleep. So you guys wait a little
Tell
bit.
the camels to be quiet.
Hey, guys.
The camel kind of looks at you.
It's alright.
Amari will step. I can try. I am pretty good with animals. I don't really know that to work, but.
Do you talk camel?
Well, according to my research,
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Thank you, Dorothy Ann.
Yeah.
Blanky go like which one?
Can I sprout some useful fact about communicating with camels, please?
You very much.
According
I
to
don't
my
know any
research-
useful facts about communicating with camels, but Azalea will provide one after saying, according to my research.
We feel very enlightened.
So, camel communication facts.
Well, if you rub behind their left ear while you're talking to them, they're more likely to listen to what you're saying.
What is this? How to Train Your Dragon?
No, it's how to train your
No,
camel.
it's
Gosh,
how to do camel.
Gosh, get the animal right, Ethan.
please, animal appropriation.
Wait, is that actually a thing that they do in How to Train Your Dragon? I have not seen that
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, it's one of the ways that Hiccup learns how to make the
What?
dragons pass out is
Okay,
he
but, like,
scratches a
can we
special spot.
Yes, but can we back up to the fact that you have not seen How to Train Your Dragon?
I
There's
saw
only 3 of them,
this-
you know.
I think, the second one.
Okay, you have to see the first one. The
Yeah.
first one is the best.
But I was kind of trying not to pay a ton of attention because I don't like watching things out of order.
Okay, yeah, definitely watch it because I mean this seriously. I think you
It's
would really
good.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably would,
It's a very
but
highly-
I just don't watch a lot of movies.
not to go. So yeah, I would say definitely.
I'll put it on the to watch list that doesn't actually exist.
You should definitely do that. I'm not even gonna bother.
I'm still trying to find interesting facts about camel communication.
Okay.
Oh.
So Amari will step up to it and lay her hands on its snout, and after a while, it kind of snuffs at her, and she kind of steps away a little bit happier. And you
Okay.
Try spitting on this one.
It gets no tea. It seemed to understand. I asked it to be as quiet as possible. They're kind of big, so I don't know how much we can hope for, but anyway. So as you guys are standing there, you glance out, and you see it's hard to see from this distance, but you see a tiny glimmer of light out a good ways from the caves. You assume it to be. It's you can assume that that's the wise woman. You see one light flick on, and then a few moments later, another one pops into view.
And that's our signal.
Third one.
Mush, mush. I will tell the camels.
Mush, camels, mush!
The camels start moving. You guys are able to. I'm gonna count your stealth for theirs because I don't feel like rolling camels.
Hey!
You guys are able to quiet them, and it seems that Amari was able to help with her wild empathy, and she starts to get you guys all moving, and it takes a little bit of an effort for them to pull it up, like the incline going up and around, but so far you're pretty sure that you are not noticed. You see no change. You guys are moving pretty quietly. A couple of you are having a little bit of trouble keeping your footsteps quiet, but you're able to adjust, and by the time you guys get up onto the rise, all 6 of those lights are glooming. You guys can make a perception check if you wish.
Stupid. I should have thought of that.
13. Okay.
I've got a 15.
13, 15.
18.
Alright, so you guys, as you guys are moving, you glance back and you do see a handful of dust methods, like, kind of hurrying out of the cave and, like, running up and touching the lights and seeming to be, like, a little bit fascinated, and they're running back and forth between them. They seem pretty distracted. Just go check that dude. Faster. Yeah, you guys are good. They seem enthralled by these strange lights that are just glowing and sometimes brightening a little bit, sometimes dimming, but all of them seem steady and very exciting, new to them. You guys head off, trundling along. Where are you guys trying to go relative to like the trap?
How about if we go out to the little stream?
Okay, so
Yeah.
back
A
down.
logical place for traders to have rested during the night.
That's a very good point. All right, so this one, they're camels. I'm just gonna make him do a quick dexterity check, because it's
The camel?
yeah.
What
Should be
about them?
low DC. There's 2 camels.
They're making dexterity checks.
Just because it's not exactly it's not a very easy incline down. There's from what you heard about trade around here, it seems that everybody goes out and down to the river. They don't usually seem to come into the settlement just because of that incline coming up.
They go down to the river to pay.
Nice. So yeah, so it takes them a little bit, and they slip. There's a little bit of slipping, but you're able to keep everything together and get down to the other side. It takes a little while, but you find yourselves after a ways trundling along down on level ground again, and out against the stream. And it is even clearer here. There's fewer like cliffs and mountains blocking your view, and it's just a very empty expanse of sand and wind and stars in every direction.
Do we make it out there?
What did you say?
So we make it out there?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're by the same. I don't know.
I guess.
If you want
Are we snoozing for the rest of the night?
Felix is.
All right.
I guess I'll take third watch if we are doing watches.
That would be probably helpful to your companions. Yes.
Alright, everybody get some sleep. What do I need to roll, Captain, my captain?
So you guys left around like 3. If you're taking the last watch, I'm gonna say it's another 3-hour one. Then if you want to snooze a little bit extra to get your last 2 hours, you're welcome to. So yeah, do 3 perception checks.
Natural 20,
Woo!
Handy.
natural 20, 18,
You're rolling well tonight.
and 13. Natural 20, 18, and 13.
He was getting tired near the end of the shift.
What would you say?
Said you were getting tired as we went on through the shift.
Yes. That makes sense.
18, then non-natural 20, you said?
No, it's natural 20, 18, 13.
Oh, 13, sorry. I can't hear. 'Cause I'm smart.
You can't hear because you're smart?
Okay. One thing. Cool. Yeah, no. Alright, so you set up camp. To a little bit to your disappointment, you see much fewer of the cinder wolves. It's very open and expansive out here. You get you start to assume that they probably prefer to be up in like the cover of the rocks. There's the sound of like some frogs and toads like making noise and kind of singing to each other alongside the riverbank. But other than that, it's relatively quiet. Every once in a while, you'll hear the sound of a nightingale before it wings off further downstream towards Euston, the cities. There's very little happening. It's kind of eerie to see so little activity, but after a while, you start to get used to the silence. And as you're sitting there and watching, you slowly start to see the slight rim of grayish blue appear on the horizon, slowly growing, and as this first rim of gold begins to peek over the horizon, you realize that you're dozing a little bit, and you manage to pinch yourself awake and watch the sun start to come up by the time you end your watch, it's about 6:30 in the morning.
But a clock.
It is butt o'clock. The sunrise is stellar. It is gorgeous. It is unlike one that you have seen in a long time.
Cue dawn is a feeling.
What did you say?
The cue dawn is a feeling. Nobody else? Okay.
Say, it's really absolutely gorgeous, and already you can start to feel the heat beginning to rise a little bit just from that little bit over the horizon. You kind of shuffle back into the tent and curl up. Well, were you going back to sleep? Okay. So you watch over. You kind of are free to do whatever you feel like. Is there like
Oh.
summoning happening?
Our Vulcus?
Someone playing Ring Around the Rosie.
There's, you know that song that goes like, "You are my cupcake, gumdrop, pumpy, pumpkin."
No.
No.
It's this like weird song, and they're all singing it outside my door.
Are they
I don't know why.
Are you sure your new job isn't a cult leader?
Were we sure the cross country team wasn't a cult? No.
That's true, I'm not sure.
No, I was sure it was a cult. So.
Okay, maybe a little less on the scale of is this a cult? Like,
Okay,
it's,
okay.
It's more urban ministry, less cross country.
yeah, it's more urban men, less cross country.
Our college had some weird subgroups.
I thought you guys kind of counted as a subgroup. It was kind of fun.
We are a subgroup, but we weren't.
We weren't a cult like subgroup.
We didn't normally
Yeah.
hang out with each other.
Yeah, the cult losers are for Andrews and Harvey Cedars.
Yeah, I don't know why they were singing.
That was creepy.
Meanwhile, back to the Rising
I'm
Dawn.
wondering if you could hear them.
I
Yeah.
thought
They
it
were
was
really loud, and I was laughing because it was weird. They all
not
just
weird, not concerning in any way, shape, or form. In any case, all right. So
moving on.
you guys slowly wake up to the sound of morning doves and nightingales and
Singing a very strange song.
Gumdrop,
There's a lot of
yummy,
words
yummy,
for the middle of the
you're
desert.
my sweetie.
Azalea, you wake up to this incredibly bizarre song just stuck in your head. You're like, what in the world is a gumdrop?
Huh.
Hi, you.
That's something to research later.
Yes. I'll like write it down in my little notebook.
cat-
This is something I should research later.
Cat
What
front.
is a gumdrop?
I want the cat butt.
You want to eat me?
Give me the cat butt. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but it's not happening.
Well, then, to heck with the cat.
Oh, come on, he's so cute.
But it's more interesting.
He's got an angelic little cat face.
He's adorable.
That's you, you're adorable.
Hi,
Sorry.
Lewis. Bye, Lewis.
I love how you're apologizing for like showing the cat while we're like, yes, let's talk about Gumdrop Land.
Azalea's new plan. Let's use gumdrops. I don't know what they are, but we can
We'll
use them.
fill the pit with gumdrops.
Then it will be interesting.
If we plant one, maybe it'll make a tree.
Yes.
Sorry, that was my favorite book in childhood. It's called The Gumdrop Tree. It's about a little girl who planted a gumdrop and it grew a tree that sprouted gumdrops.
Are three people still watching?
Also, like,
I'm talking about children's literature, pardon me.
also, like, just gonna put it out there that like that encourages very false, very unsustainable expectations in children. That if they plant candy,
C.S. Lewis, he started
Yeah.
planting taffy in Narnia.
Yes.
What?
I made a list.
I looked up and you're just like,
My kitty boy is here. Yes, he is.
you're like turning your head while I. I assumed it was because of the cat, but it was just so funny, like out of context.
Arr, you got me. Yes, you did. Num num.
What is this show?
We have issues.
Yeah, we do. Sorry. I'll try to mute when I go into
It wasn't even
obsessive cat
annoying.
mom.
Honestly, the silence probably would have made it better. Just like watching you just like make bizarre faces.
Gods in their song.
Alright. What would you guys like to do?
Yes. We go like Prince Ali style, come into camp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Up some
Prince
random
Ali
things
song.
and try juggling them.
Yes. We will sing the song.
I knew that.
You let him through. It's a brave new star. Oh, come be the first on your block to meet his eye.
I'm not the song I was thinking of.
Make way, here he comes. Ring the bells, bang the drums. Oh, you're gonna love this guy. Prince Ali, the strongest 10 regular men, definitely.
So you
What
guys
is
do.
happening?
All dolled up and brought by.
Ethan, the conversation just it went through my station without stopping, and I'm just sitting there, tie blowing in the wind as I see it disappearing into the tunnel.
What?
I'm confused.
So wait, so we're now Prince Ali Gumdrop who's rolling into town with the symbols.
Yes. So you guys walk and you head back into the town. The camel kind of looks a little bit grumpy that it now has to go back over the same mountain that it just crossed over like 3 hours ago.
Mush camel, mush.
But it's slept a little, so it's not feeling too bad. So you guys go, this time being very loud and singing attractively. Make a perception check as you're heading, before you head down into the valley.
12.
17.
Hold on.
6.
That was really loud, I'm sorry.
18.
15.
Anybody over 20?
No.
Wow, these are high DCs for level 1.
It's not a DC. It's a contested roll. Okay. So, as you're going, you see, and singing raucously, you do happen to see one dust method just, like, suddenly appear and just, like, fall off of a rock that was clearly trying to hide behind. That was a natural one. It's kind of, like, gaping at you, and, like, you kind of hear it whispering, shine, 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 and, like, goes scampering back off.
Shiny, come by, shiny thing!
I love how the accent completely disappeared.
This is the famous Dead Sea Tupperware.
Dead Sea Tupperware.
Let's look inside. Still good.
God.
I don't know, it felt like a moment
I'm
for a different
sorry.
accent, Ethan.
That was hilarious.
I'm sorry, I'm reciting Aladdin.
Oh, is that what those? I've never actually seen Aladdin. I just know the song.
No, it's the beginning scene where the merchant storyteller guy has this like tent set up and he's got all this stuff. And one of the things he goes, and this is the famous ancient Dead Sea Tupperware. And he like peeks and goes, still good, and then makes this face like it was not still good. And sorry.
Nice.
I could completely ruin that scene for you, but I won't.
Thank you. All right.
I'm curious.
I don't want to know.
Message me.
Okay.
So I don't know. You piece
Anyway.
I kind of want to, but I also don't.
All right.
Prince
so you
Ali
guys,
Gumdrops.
Prince Ali Gumdrops and Co.
Wait, who's Prince
you see
Ali?
the one dust method, and then it kind of scampers back and disappears.
Felix is Prince Ali because he's got the muscles of 10 regular men
Oh, yeah.
in his costume.
Okay.
You guys like
Definitely.
so after a while you pick up Felix on Francis. You pick up Felix on your shoulder, parade him around. Your shoulder feels like it's breaking. I don't know. Are you a weak man?
Am I a weak man?
Yes.
I'm a normal man.
Okay, then maybe the small 11-year-old is not that heavy.
I am not 11.
How old are you?
I'm 15. I look young for my age, but I am 15.
So I
I was
just
gonna say, like, if you say that you're 12, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
so I just hoisted.
11 and a half.
So basically, me, not a very big or strong guy, is trying to hoist a grown ass man over my head.
I weigh 90 pounds, so
to refocus. Just not. The point was to be able to pass off to Andrew in the next couple of weeks, and then I realized that I was off by a day anyway. So like, y'all are stuck with me until eternity.
Will we ever escape the desert? Will they ever be able to manage their meat-based diet? Will the nobles ever be able to plant proper fields? Will economic instability still contain them to their nomadic life? Tune in next time for episode.
I love how you're like, laughing at that, but all of those are like really valid and serious questions.
I'm sorry.
We're so whacked today.
What happened to Andrew?
I don't know. Listen, I saw him earlier today. It was fine.
What?
Oh, Tasha has crashed.
So we come into town.
Yeah.
So you guys head into town. You're loud. You are raucous. The people start to crowd around. They're very excited. Most of them don't seem to recognize you. Your disguises have been pulled off pretty well. The guards, having been forewarned, allow you in pretty quickly. One of the kids, Felix, just out of curiosity, make a quick disguise check.
Wait.
The disguise check was on Tasha. The bluff check would be on him.
Yeah.
Tasha, do you remember, out of curiosity, what your disguise check was? I know it was pretty good.
20, 26, and I believe 16 were the checks that you had had me make.
Okay.
Maybe you had me make 3.
Yeah. Nobody, the kids don't recognize you, Felix. They're like,
Sorry, 24, not 26.
it doesn't matter. It's like a little higher than the roll. Because everybody's like super excited. You hear a couple of the kids like muttering to each other. Where's Felix? Oh, where is everyone? Who cares? Let's buy it. Maybe they have a ball. They have another ball. Now we will have 2 balls.
Would you like to buy a rock? This may look like sand, but it's actually special Mariel cosmetics. Made only in the eastern parts of Mariel by the lichens.
Make a bluff check.
Lycans using.
You're swindling the people that are like taking care of us.
I didn't actually expect to succeed in selling them sand. However, I did get a modified 20.
Holy cow, dude!
And I'm frozen.
No, you're not.
No, you're not, Gabrielle.
Still not frozen.
Sorry,
this is
I froze
very uncomfortable.
seconds. No, what was your check?
Modified 20.
20.
The kids are like the boys are like, ew, cosmetic. I don't want that. That's makeup. That's for girls. But like some of the teenage girls like kind of walk up to you and are like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You know.
Yeah, rub this in your fur. It'll make it nice and glossy.
They like hold out their hands and you like deposit like a whole hand.
The thought of this is making me cringe.
Are you sure this really works?
Ugh.
Do it for no more than a week.
Okay. No more than a week or no less than a week?
No more than a week, and wait at least a month between each week.
Then how am I supposed to? Should I do it for 1 day? For 3 days?
Do it once a day for a week, and then wait a month before doing that process again.
Is Azalea hearing this and seeing this?
Okay, thank you very much. If you want to be. I'm assuming you're all like pretty
Yeah.
Uh,
close together.
Because if she is like appalled by this.
Felix is going to covertly high five. Ben.
Okay.
Yes.
Azalea's like,
kind of
perhaps that
Sorry.
might not be the best course of action for that. It works better if you just like blow it into the wind and she's like trying not to break their cover, but also doesn't want them to like rub sand in their fur.
Make a
So you blow it into the wind and like wish on it.
Rub it
It
in and
works
then you
that
get it all
way.
washed out.
Also, Felix, your attempt at a covert high five fails because I have no idea what a high five is.
Just.
Also,
You
Ben,
literally just like slap me in the chest, and I go, what was that for?
Ben, what did you say?
It was it's what you do when you are having when you're working together and having fun.
Ah, okay. And I slap him in the chest.
Take one
Azalea
point of
is
what
going
you
to
did.
look at them disapprovingly, like librarian stare, like you were talking in my library.
Azalea's just gonna be incredibly disappointed for in, like this group for a really long time.
Why would you do that to someone? That's not very nice, now is it?
Ah, it was not my idea.
That'd be nice.
I just helped
Hilarious.
sell it.
So the girls like kind of scuttle off. They don't. Azalea, you're not really sure if they were like quite heeding you, and you see a couple of them like kind of rubbing little bits of it into like their face. Although you do realize that they're Flins. They live in the desert. It really isn't likely to hurt them much. No big deal.
Okay, cool. Alright, the soonest chance I get, I'm just gonna try and just... I'm gonna start looking up. I wanna look up. I wanna see what's up on the rocks. I wanna see what's up on the cliffs. I wanna see if we're attracting the attention we're supposed to be attracting.
Okay, make a perception check, please.
Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. Balls. 6.
What are we rolling for? Sorry.
It was just me.
Those are-
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my computer.
It was just for your resident Francis. But if you, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it was just a Francis thing.
Just
Yeah,
Francis thing. Hashtag just Francis things.
Alright.
I don't see anything.
You do not. You see a lot of shifting sand.
Sand is suspicious.
Alright. So I'm actually gonna make a couple checks for storage. What? Alright. As you guys are all standing around, one of the guards comes up to you guys surreptitiously and leans over to Francis. We've noticed a couple of we noticed one of the dust methods up above the doors will pass very quickly, but we have reason to believe that there are a couple of them watching.
Could you talk a little louder, please?
Sorry, yeah, that would probably be
My
helpful.
computer crashed. I'm working on getting it back up, but my phone's very quiet.
You're good. So one of the guards came down and whispered to Francis, or whichever one it thinks is Francis, I guess. You guys are all disguised.
You should have to make a check to see who I was actually talking to.
He doesn't care. In the future, though, that could be funny.
Right. Okay.
Actually, everybody pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
Tell you.
You know, no, I'll pick it.
1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets Amari. And he's going to guess. He's going to try and go for...
Wait, he got a woman looking for Francis?
No, he was... I assigned you all numbers. And so
Where's Francis?
He rolled a 3, so he was trying to find Azalea, but he found Amari.
How did he do that with the height difference?
No.
She made you look taller. She gave
Yes.
you like
Yeah.
platform shoes.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
not by that much.
I'm
Dude.
very good at what I do.
You're standing in the cart.
Yeah.
If Azalea looks like she's like normal human height, she's like really excited.
Aww.
Apparently, I am a master cosplayer.
Yes. Or I just have bad systems, but you know, we're going with it.
Well, Gabrielle height. unit.
If Azalea looks anywhere near like a normal human height, she is just kind of like really enjoying this costume also because it has patterns and colors, and she's just like, I wish I could wear this all the time.
You know you can.
So basically,
Seriously considering it now.
Before, because I don't know if Van ended up here, but the guard is gonna walk up to Amari and be, Azalea. Amari's gonna kind of give him a weird look, but not say anything. We were able to. A couple of the scouts have noticed that there were a couple of dust methods up above on the rise. They moved very quickly, but we have reason to believe that there are a few of them up there watching. So you appear to be attracting the attention that you were wishing for.
huh?
Thank you very much. And also, my name is Azalea. It's not Azalea, it's Amari. Azalea is that one. We don't look very much alike. I don't really know what you're looking at.
Azalea looks over and waves when she hears her name.
Oh, my apologies. He looks very embarrassed and kind of shuffles off.
Yeah.
So Amari will go
Ben
in.
gives a little satisfied smile.
Ben will, yeah. Amari will go and tell you guys, what was it stated? Yeah, the gods appear to have noticed some of the dust methods, so I think what we are doing is working.
Huh?
So, do we just keep up the disguise for the next few hours?
Wares! All the wares come! The shine is here!
Shinies. Get
Do
your
what you want,
shinies.
You wish you were quite so shiny.
I can give you
Like the treasure
secret.
from a sunken pirate wreck.
I can give you the
Dick.
secret.
Just a sec.
Having perfectly obedient camels. Come here, come by our wares. And you guys yell and holler.
Keep up the charade.
I would like you guys to just elect somebody and make 3 performance checks for me. You know what? Now bluffs checks for me.
Ah!
Felix?
I'm not your person this time.
Felix,
I guess I'll make
Felix.
those checks.
Charisma. I have none.
That was oddly consistent rolls. I got 14, 16, 18.
14, 16, and 18. Alright. Alright, so, you guys put on a very convincing performance. You actually keep up your energy pretty well. Some of the townspeople, the settlers, like, they'll bring you, snacks and, like, water to kind of stay as you're going. A couple of them do come and actually look at your words, because, as I said, they don't actually recognize them after a while. Like, word seems to spread from the guards, like, being quiet and surreptitious that you guys are, like, faking it. But they do well to contribute. They come up and, like, pretend to buy things. And
Would you like to buy this fine camel?
the guy who owns it looks a little bit concerned, and then after a while he realizes who you are.
No, he's the person I'm trying to sell it to.
He kind of leans into you. You are going to give it back, right? Don't let anything happen to my camel. I only have the one.
Do I hear this?
I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna give him a big grin.
Okay. I'm going to lean in and go, yes, you will get it back. You'll get it back right now if you pretend to pay us something.
Are you sure? I mean, I don't need it back right now. I just want to make sure it's safe.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, would it be normal for traders to sell off their camels? I think not.
I
It
feel
would
like
not. But he's also gonna ask, like, are you done with it?
wait.
We will be soon, hopefully.
Okay, just make sure to get to return to me.
Just as soon as we have our camel barbecue this evening.
He's gonna shake hands with you and pretend to have made a deal, and he'll scamper off.
So for the sake of time, do we just keep this up all day, basically?
If that's what you guys want to do, you guys are welcome to do something different. it's your call. Okay, hearing no objections, I'm going to assume that you do it for the entire day.
Okay.
By the end of the day, you guys are getting a little hoarse. You guys have drunk a good amount of like cactus juice and whatever water was available. Not the alcoholic one, just the regular one. Jeez, the kids have to drink something.
Yeah.
You guys. So
All I can picture is Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
wait, what?
You know, soft drinks, like mead.
Never mind.
I mean, in Russia, beer is considered a soft drink.
Really?
Yes. In Russia, you are permitted to drink beer by the age of 12.
Is that your legitimate scared noise? Is that what I have to look forward to for the rest of my life? Dear Lord.
So anyway,
You mean my throaty masculine wail?
All right, so you guys spend the day, and as twilight is starting to fall, you start to pack up your wares, and people start to filter away, and the dust method has poked his head out like once or twice and just kind of hissy. Are we done yet? When are we done?
Soon, little buddy.
all we need is for your buddy to come attack us.
Can you make our shinies any more shiny?
No. Spit on them.
I remembered the plan.
What'd you say?
So I thought he finally understood the plan.
He does, but you said very plainly, can you make his shinies more shiny? He doesn't know how to.
No, not that. Impatient.
Yeah,
Are we done yet?
I think it.
he's impatient. That's just his character. He's just annoying. You kind of think of him as being like that really obnoxious kid brother.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are
I'm
we
sorry,
there
I
yet?
already have an obnoxious kid brother.
Exactly. So
Out
this
of
reminds
Let's
me very much.
play a game.
After a while, it gets really grating because you remember like all those times that your mom was like, "Yes, you have to take your brother with you, please."
I'm only like 4 years younger than her.
We're
We're elves. That's not that long.
Big deal. I've decided that it's canon.
Younger siblings are younger siblings.
Take your brother with you while you go out tinkering. Mom! And you get after a while you get tired of dragging his head around because he's getting distracted by every single rock, which is making the walk take 20 minutes longer. But then he starts complaining after 30 minutes. My legs are tired. I'm bored.
No,
I totally speak with that
I
accent.
think you mean
Well, I mean,
my legs are tired.
Like,
he wouldn't have sounded like Snape yet if he was a kid. He
No,
would have
that's
had
true.
the quote-unquote barbaric accent.
My legs are tired.
Yeah, Savannah, I'm tired. Can we get where we're going?
I'm a turd.
I think that is
And you can call
What is
my
y'all's problem?
You call my accent barbaric.
As you
Okay.
guys go through the different stages of puberty, like your accents completely change. So like you start out like sounding like goo goo gaga, and then you go southern, and then you go.
Too bad I started out as a Southern belle.
Yes,
Yo,
we're almost
come
there.
back
If
to
you
your
just like it in one more thing time.
And then briefly
Or
pass
your
through
own
like
rock.
Scottish brogue before getting to her current accent.
No, that's your puberty accent. So like every once in a while, as you're talking your Scottish broken, then you'll be like, yeah.
Instead of voice cracking, you just slip into that.
Yes.
Anyway, getting undistracted again.
Oh my word.
We have to, like, trap a jackal tonight, so...
We still have 3 people watching, impressively enough.
Are you one of them?
I don't know how.
I think I technically am.
Rip.
Well, at least that means that there's one other person.
Anyway, yeah, so...
Well, these rolls are way worse. Should get the others. Oh my god.
Alright, we've been out here gerrymandering all day. Gupta.
I don't think you know what gerrymandering
Actually, you're
is.
correct. It's not the proper word for gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is not the word I'm looking for. What is the word?
Filibustering?
No. Word I'm looking.
Fart knocking.
No, it's not gerrymandering. That's the wrong word. What's the word that I'm thinking of?
What was the context?
Like, we're being like boisterous.
Boisterous.
That's very
Hooligan.
much not gerrymandering.
I know.
It's not a boisterous occasion.
I know. Gerrymandering
Thing.
is like redrawing
Ruffians.
congressional districts.
Ruffians, now.
In order to unfairly give yourself an advantage.
Yes.
I mean, I guess to the people who are doing it in their favor, they consider it joyous, but
It's you still don't like it's not like something you invite like a band to and have cymbals and
hey
streamers.
guys, we're underwriting democracy. Come play.
I brought a cake.
We've got sick music while we undermine democracy.
All right. So, you guys, as you're packing up your things, you go in, and not much is happening as twilight falls. So you go and you grab a bite to eat, and then go back to. Well, what do you guys want to do? Are you guys staying right with the cart, or are you like going back to your tent? What are you guys trying to do?
Staying with the cart.
Yeah. The carts are tent now.
Okay.
Felix is gonna remark to Ven. So weird eating 3 days in a row.
You know, that's a little bit worrying. But I'm glad you like it. We'll get used to that for you. Hmm?
You know, it seems like a waste eating that frequently.
I mean, you might not need it, but the rest of us kind of have to eat often to, like, not die.
Indeed.
Wait, you only eat
You
3
don't
meals
know
a
that
day?
you don't know that he doesn't have to eat to live.
Oh.
He doesn't
No, I
actually-
thought you made comments that you hadn't eaten for, like, weeks.
I did, but everyone at the time assumed that I just was exaggerating.
Fair enough.
Azalea, hearing this, would like to make a comment about. Wait a minute. Only you didn't even eat 3 times a day. I mean, I know it's normal for other people to eat only 3 times a day, but less than that. Gosh, I mean, I need like 7 or 8 meals.
No. I
What?
did 3 days in a row.
What do you mean 7 or 8 meals a day?
Yeah,
11sies!
What is wrong with you?
we haven't had second breakfast yet, and I am starving.
But what about second breakfast? I don't think he
11sies,
knows about
lunch,
second breakfast
tea?
yet. What about 11sies? Luncheon, tea, afters, dinner, supper. He knows about those, doesn't he?
To
I wouldn't
He
count
knows
on
what
it.
those-
illustrate this, Azalea would
Apple
like
comes
to
fly.
pull a biscuit out of whatever little satchel she carries.
This is a lot of food.
I mean,
Right.
we have a severe lack of food right now, and I'm quite hungry. So I don't know how you do less than 3 meals a day. You really need to eat more.
I would like to Aragorn throw an apple at her.
Are you trying to hit her?
No!
No.
That,
I
They
think
didn't catch them. They got whacked.
well, Mary caught one.
Yeah, Mary.
Can I catch it?
You may certainly
I don't-
try.
I don't want to be hit by it.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay.
going to go up to Azale and be like, no, you misunderstood. It was not that eating 3 times a day is strange. It's that eating 3 days in a row is strange.
Wait, you don't even eat for entire days? How do you do that? You need to eat more. Azalea's gonna rip off the part of her biscuit that she bit and try to get him to eat it.
There's a little bit of slobber on it.
How long have you been not eating?
Please,
I mean,
please take this biscuit. I know I said I was hungry, but you must be hungrier
I'm
than I
not
am.
hungry. I'm fine.
Do I have?
Fine.
How are you not hungry? You need to eat. It's important.
there was definitely a time where I did not eat every day, and I was very hungry. Couldn't stand up after a few days. So
That's so unhealthy. How are you still
falling
doing this? Do
over.
you need to sit down? Maybe you should have some water or cactus juice or whatever it is that we have. And I'm gonna look for some food. And Azalea's gonna run off and look through their stuff to see what food they brought and bring it over.
My gosh. So while you guys are running around wild, Everybody except Azalea, because Azalea's run off. Please make a perception check.
Azalea was looking in their stuff,
Oh.
not like
Oh,
she
I
didn't
see,
like
I see.
run off to some shop.
All you find is sand.
Okay.
Or
Why didn't we bring any
Natural
food?
one. Or my perception.
I'm sorry, Azalea, what'd you say?
I said, why didn't we bring any food? Also, Azalea is gonna make a mental note to make sure she packs enough food every time they go anywhere.
Nice. I was saying,
Hey Harley, your Braylon is coming out.
I'm sorry.
Momlin! I miss Momlin.
I miss
Bring back
Momlin too.
Momlin 2K20. Okay, perception rolls.
14.
Natural one.
Oh, not bad. 18.
6.
Anybody else? Azalea, what'd you get?
Oh, I thought I wasn't supposed to roll.
I didn't realize that, like, once you explained that you were looking
Okay.
for your stuff, you're close enough that you're
12.
12. Oh, duh. Okay. So as you guys are going, you guys, you suddenly hear scuffling around behind you, and you whip around and point blank find yourselves face to face with a little dust method, kind of like looking at you very wide-eyed. It snarls at you and is going to jump at the first person who is standing closest to it, and I'm going to say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's Azalea.
Hi!
Would you like
Azalea,
to see our wares?
it's already trying to bite you.
Tupperware?
It rolls a natural one, so like it lunges past you and like crashes onto itself. It rolled a natural one for
May I
itself.
pull out the Dead Sea Tupperware and open it in front of its face and then proceed to think that it was the smell that made it miss?
Yes, you most certainly may. Also, I'd like to point out that it rolled a natural one on its stealth and a natural one on its attack, so it's just having a wonderful day.
I'd like
Welcome to my DMing world.
Oh my gosh, and also I took out all of the ones that were in jail because I was rolling a lot, and now I don't remember which ones needed to be in jail, so that's going to be fine.
Azalea's last words. Do you want to see her Tupperware?
Do you want to see the Tupperware?
It kind of dives past you.
It worked!
Well, it missed, so now it's mad.
Azalea's now using the Tupperware as a shield, by the way.
Okay, it's gonna like kind of whip around and realize like how many people are in it and just keep snarling. Give us shine! Give it! Get it! Get it! It's gonna dive it.
Can I?
Upon getting absolutely no response in the past like 0.9 seconds that it gave you to respond, it's going to like dive at Francis and start nipping at your ankles.
Can I just punt the little sucker?
The one dust method that like just popped up in your midst because it did a really bad job of hiding.
Like if he's going for my ankles, I'm just gonna wind up and just do a proper like toe blow soccer kick on him.
Alright, well first of all, he's going to get an attack. Does a 23 hit you?
No, it flies past me and hits Azalea. Yes, it hits me.
Tupperware saved me!
You take 2 points of damage and you just wind up and just butt kick, like football kick this guy like 50 yards up. Just make a strength check. I'm really curious about this.
Is there a medieval NFL I can try out to be a kicker?
We'll see how well you actually do.
The Method Bowl.
The Method Bowl.
It's the Dust Bowl.
Hey, 15.
13. The thing goes like flying a good 10 feet away, and it's like. Sorry, Ben. What were you about to say?
I was asking if, while this was happening, looking around for other dust methods and/or see if the Jeckelware is at the thing.
You see nothing right away. You do glance up at the rise, and you do not see the Jackalware. It still has. It's not quite dark. It's a little bit early, you think, for an attack to take place. This one may have just been unlucky. There is still a good bit of light out, although it looks like it'll be gone in the next like half hour or so.
Torches.
At this point, now that you've kicked it, like it kind of rolls onto its back and like wheezes a little bit. Give us shiny! Give it! Give it!
Somebody go secure him.
It kind of like sits, it flips over and like sits and like holds its ribs and glances around and then give it.
You really don't seem to be in a position to take it.
We should
It
get
kind
you.
of snarls at you and kind of considers that and decide and like it looked like it was about to hop up, but then it kind of relaxes a little bit. Well, give us shine. Master makes shine. We take the shine. Give it.
You could at least ask nicely.
What nice?
Say please.
Kind of looks at you just.
Well, if you don't say please, I'm afraid we're not going to be allowed to let you have it.
Please.
Please what?
Give it. Give it. Give it. Give it.
Please what?
What?
No, please what?
Please what? Looks very confused and like it starts to get up, starting to get like a little bit more. The rage is starting to come back a little bit. Give it! It's gonna run back at you and like, it's gonna like just. It's not even gonna like try to. It's just gonna punch you in the shit. Oh,
Wait, who is it punching in the shins?
you, because you're being very annoying.
Who's next to me?
I don't know. Somebody pick. Who's standing next to Azalea?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide behind him. Also, I think if he tries to punch me in the shins, he's only gonna punch the disguised shoes.
It's not like ridiculously short. I don't think.
Can I try to stop the punch?
Actually, it is.
Yeah, but Azalea is ridiculously short, so proportionally, shins on what she looks like would be shoe.
Especially because I put her in platforms.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah.
Also, Azalea's like, she was being annoying, but she realized she was overconfident, and then was like, actually, I don't want to get hit by this.
Yeah, like, it hits your shoe, it's, like, barely anything. But then it, like, starts to, like, try and, like, move before it can, like, kind of start pummeling you.
Yeah, I am definitely hiding behind.
Please, what? Please, what?
No, you're supposed to say, please, may I have a shiny thing? That's how it works. It's proper grammar.
Too many
Proper
words.
question. That's how you do things.
Too many words.
Azalea is such an older sister.
Huh?
I said Azalea is such an older sister.
That's the point.
Can I grab it by the back leg and just kind of dangle it in the air until it stops being so ordinary? No, actually, I'm gonna let Thinmere do whatever Thinmere was gonna do.
Yeah, what was Thunder?
I just wanted to try to stop the punch.
Shielding Azalea.
Yeah, you kind of like just stick your leg in front of it. It just like wails on your boot, which you can like barely reach.
Barbaric
You
little
really don't
fellows.
seem to be very good at this. Maybe you should consider a career change.
Accounting.
Maybe stop working for somebody who makes you, do something you're really bad at.
Yeah, that's true. Not a very good
What are you
employer.
good at? We could find something based on your strengths instead.
Fighting.
Really?
My little friend, I just punted you 10 feet in the air. That doesn't seem to be your strength. Perhaps we can find something
Give us
that...
shiny fight.
Dragon, you seem to be really great at complaining. Perhaps you could go.
Give us shiny or fight.
Look, if you fill out the forms for the Francis and Friends Employment Agency, then we might be able to find something for you, fitting your unique set of skills and talents.
It's gonna whip around at you, Felix, and it is going to use its breath weapon because now he's pissed off.
We have a series of specific personality tests that you can take to figure
We'll
out
get your
which
Meyer
career
Briggs,
is
we'll get
best
your
suited for
Enneagram,
you.
we've got this all down.
I've studied them all in depth.
That's a natural effect. It is. Yeah, so it's gonna use its breath weapon. Felix, please make a Constitution save.
Oh boy.
This is how Felix dies.
Oh, sorry, a reflex save.
Even worse, it does.
Can as soon as I see this happen, I don't want to interrupt him making the save, but as soon as I see this happen, I would like to grab it by the throat, pick it up, and slam it into the ground and hold a dagger against the side of its face, and go, "You want to fight? We can fight, but you clearly have the lower hand."
Okay.
I got a
Question.
6.
If
Okay.
is it possible to like step in front of him and like shield him from the breath weapon at all?
It's a 15-foot cone, so you can, but I mean, more likely you might want to just grab him out of the way.
Can I try that?
Sure. How would I do that? I'm gonna give you, make a reflex save, and I'll count it in for his if it's high enough.
18.
18, nice. All right, so yeah, you grab him out of the way. He does still get hit by part of it because it's a reflex save for half damage. But where's my d4? So yeah, so you take 2 points of damage instead of 3 because
Ow.
rounded up for no reason. So that's
And like grabs you by the shoulders and like tucks you in against her body and like puts her back to the thing.
all right. And because of that, I will. And it was a reflex, and it was a save. So yeah, it's gonna. So you're saved from the sickening effect because you had a success. And I'm gonna say nobody else got hit by it because he turned the opposite direction. Give it!
Then just wants to check with Felix, like, you okay?
I'll be fine.
Okay. Then at this point, you spring into action. You grab it. Please. He's not paying attention, so I'm not even gonna make you necessarily roll for it. You grab him by the back of the collar, and like you said, you throw him down. And you have a dagger at his throat, and it like opens its mouth like to kind of like to breathe at you, but then
The point of the blade goes in his mouth as soon as the mouth is open. So as soon as he closes his mouth is closing around the blade.
He kind of freezes. And
I would think twice if I were you.
Gosh,
Pull
it's
the
like being
blade
at
out
the
and say,
dentist.
"Please repeat that."
what you want? Wait, what did you say?
I said, gosh, it's like being at the dentist.
Wow!
That was so savage.
Truth, though.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
You're not. This is true.
Sit down to that chair, they dig out these meat hooks and start slicing away your gums.
Ugh. Meanwhile, can we get back to Thenmere versus this thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You good.
Get
I
rid of the
want
rumble
a
of
little
showdown.
bit of respect out of you.
What you want?
I said I want a little respect out of you. The lady is trying to teach you how to be kind.
Azalea just
What?
kind of smiles awkwardly.
Please may have shiny.
There you go.
Much closer.
Please may
I
have
let him go.
shiny.
I mean, you missed a couple of
rolls
pronouns,
away
but
from
I
you,
guess it
like-
works.
He kind of shakes himself off. Please may have shiny. It's gonna like jump onto the cart and like start burrowing around. And did you guys just have like sand and dirt and crap in here, correct?
We had a
I
couple of
mean,
things that looked
there were some
shiny.
rocks painted pretty colors and stuff.
Hey, you don't get to choose. We'll pick one for you. You don't get to just rustle through someone's
Kinda
stuff like that.
burrowing
That's not very
around.
polite.
Tossing things out to the side. Yeah. Shiny, more shiny. Ooh.
We should make him do some labor first. Like, I'm just throwing this out there. Like,
It pops out of it comes popping back out of the cart, like fondling like a coin or something.
I don't like your terminology.
Yeah, fondling
Are
is a
you-
little bit of a weird word.
Are you going to pay for that?
Why?
That's how these things work. It's a simple transaction.
I twirl the dagger.
I not have pay.
Then I'm
What?
sorry, but it's nicely. Azalea's going to explain as lengthily as she can because she's enjoying this too much what that means.
You immediately launch into this incredible explanation of capitalism and the free market system. It is to the learned scholar, they would be enraptured. To the economic, to anyone who is not into like the free market and capitalism or like learning about those things, they immediately fall asleep. The dust method like just turns around and like starts digging around back in there.
Oh, I was hoping I actually put it to sleep because if so, I would have found the best weapon for fighting these things.
Capitalism!
Guys, we need a spell that amplifies her voice so she can drone on about capitalism!
Hold on.
Wait.
I have ventriloquism so I can do it from a distance.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! That is how you break down the tyrannical system, the free market!
Dude, I had to work around for this, but now I'm like being seriously challenged using the rule of cool because that's like pretty too good. I was just gonna say like you're a little too animated to put him to sleep, but I'm gonna make him make a con save.
I could do it in a more boring fashion.
I'm gonna rule that it because you were like actually trying to explain on this for this one. I'm gonna say.
Do I realize that he's becoming like
Well, let me see, because he rolled pretty good on his con.
Okay.
I think he's just gonna. He's like his eyes start to like kind of like lull a bit, but then he just seems to like shrug and get bored because he rolled a
Okay.
17.
I was just saying, like, because if I'm able to like figure out that maybe it could work if I was more boring about it.
Is anyone else listening though?
Oh, I think we're
I
all
imagine
listening.
I am.
Are the lectures of capitalism?
I would be. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be just because I punted this thing.
Francis, well, no, like, are you actually listening to what?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Francis,
I am, but I would be interested.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I would be too.
Constitution save.
Wait, what?
Oh, you said you're interested. All right.
I'd probably be interested. I mean, like, I'm, you know.
All right. Then you're up, just because I want to see this.
What?
Then make a Constitution save.
Why?
Because if you roll badly, I may have a weapon against the dust method.
I wasn't paying attention to her lecture.
Oh.
All right, then you have no idea. It might work, it might not.
I'm not getting distracted by one method in case the rest of them are closing in while this whole fiasco goes on.
That's fair. All right. All right. So you drone on about your thing.
Okay.
You're very excited. The two of you, Francis and Fen, you learn quite a lot about capitalism and why capitalism works and why socialism is the worst thing ever invented.
What are these ideas?
Because Fen and Ben come from a communist state.
Yes, you do.
And like everything you know is being challenged. You don't know what to do with yourself.
I'm making mental notes to have an argument with her about it later.
I live in a feudal. I live in like a semi-feudal society.
Does this fit with what Azalea would know from Stereos?
Stereos is like super.
Okay.
Stereos is like super regulated for like everything. Like everything in Stereos is super regulated.
Yeah,
Like,
but Azalea, you're smart, and you're not necessarily.
oh yeah.
You're more intelligent rather than just whatever the government says.
Oh yeah, no, Azalea doesn't necessarily agree with everything the government does, But I was just curious, like, how that would fit with her background.
No, it's fine because stereos, you would not be allowed probably to make this lecture without getting a few. Several
Azalea's
times
like
because
really excited that she can spurt other opinions and like
Oh,
not
yeah.
be
you finally get your
arrested.
soapbox moment.
Oh, yeah,
and you
no.
make the most of it. It takes
And
you a
she's
good, like,
doing it
10
about the
minutes
free
to
market economy of all things. I feel like she should have picked something more interesting.
Well,
Are we
actually,
still colonialistically educating the barbarian?
yes, yes, we
There's
are.
zero attention. Actually, you know who was probably listening inside the truck? Was the original Dust Muffet. Oh my gosh, I rolled another 17. I kid you not, like I will show you. I just stopped using this
I'm
guy.
too interesting.
I don't know if you can see. I promise it says 17.
You're from
Really annoying.
Stereos, right, Azalea?
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Francis, were you the one from Mariel?
I'm from Mariel, so I would probably be pretty at home with the idea of a free marketplace.
Yes.
Whereas if you're from Stereos, like all you've known, well, at least all that I would know is that you've kind of been, you know,
The command economy?
yes, generously
Well,
calling it an economy.
Felix, what have you been doing? Felix,
What?
what have you been doing?
This whole time?
Yeah. Just like since this lecture started.
Probably coughing up dust.
Oh, no, you didn't because you got pulled out of the way in time and you didn't get sick.
Okay, so I took damage, but I didn't get dust.
No, you did not get dust sickness. So what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Thinking through all of the counter arguments to the lecture.
Darn it. Okay, cool.
Why couldn't someone be bored by it so that I could find out if I could put the dust methods to sleep by lecturing them on the economy?
Because we're in character.
Yeah, up until the god messing his life up, Felix really wanted to be one of the stereotype like philosophers.
Oh,
About things. That was his life goal.
You're
interesting.
too interesting, Azalea, and the rest of your party is just too interesting too.
Or rather too boring.
I mean, she's not talking about the world's most interesting topic.
It's really not, but
Economics?
everybody's in character. They're saying they like it. Alright, so you guys have, see, now if you had been advocating for the Communist Party, then you might have gotten some boredom.
I could explain both viewpoints.
I'm not gonna, at this point, we gotta move on.
I know, it's okay.
It's okay. No, I was trying for you, my dude. Alright.
I know you were, and I appreciate it. I'm just sad it didn't work.
It's fine. Sorry, that was really loud. Alright, so, the Dust Method, like, crawls around, and it's kind of frustrated that it's not finding too much beyond, like, sand, and, like, the occasional shiny. But, like, it now has its arms kind of full of shinies. It's just kind of staring at them and flipping through them one by one, and then dropping them all, and picking them all up and looking through them again.
You need to pay for those.
With what?
I think I've given you a sufficient explanation of how that works.
Pay for it. You can pay for it.
That's your problem. If you don't have money, you don't get it.
And telling all of your friends to come and get some.
No share.
No, you're not sharing this. You're telling all your friends about these. If you don't tell all your friends about it, then we'll take them back.
No.
Can I pick him up by the back of his shirt or wings or whatever is on his back, basically?
You grab him by, like, his wings. My
I
shiny.
look at him.
My shiny.
I look at him, and then I look at the rest of the party, mostly Azalea, and I say, well, if he can't pay for it, I suppose he could earn it.
I like this idea.
I'm gonna walk him up to the front of the cart where like the bench would be for like the driver. I'm gonna set him down on his feet, and I'm going to point my crossbow at him, and I'm gonna go, why doesn't he dance for it?
Okay, that is the most inhumane and also the most overused
I
thing
don't
I've
know.
ever heard of.
That's not cool right here.
Okay, Amari's
No.
just gonna
Yeah,
like
I'm
walk
not
in
super
with her hands up.
I love how, like, lab-bred scientist is also our founder.
Okay, first of all, that's
Fine.
ridiculous. Second of all, why don't we just tell him to go and tell the jackal person to come and get it?
I mean, I suppose we could give him a cloth and set him to polishing the cart.
Now I like that idea.
He's going to be stuck here for a very long time.
So it's building character.
I thought that was digging holes.
Also, the problem with sending him back, would he not just tell them that there's nothing? Well, I don't know. What are we doing with him? How are we going to lure the rest of them in? Where are the rest of them?
I put the crossbow away, I walk up to him, and I say, you have two options to earn the shiny. Either polish the cart from front to back in completion, or go tell your master to come and get his shiny.
I'm sure he
You
could pay
need to
for
pay
it.
for that.
And he needs to
If you
ask
can't
nicely.
pay, your master is the one who needs to.
And he also needs to ask nicely. You be sure to tell him that.
Yes.
Today, well, I guess we're not Bedlam anymore. Teaching betters 101.
For
That
like,
would never have happened in Bedlam.
for like,
No.
like Crusaders for Civility plus Fen.
Gosh. Master not come. We do it for him. Give us shiny.
Well, if he hasn't given you the funds to afford shiny, I'm afraid he'll need to come and collect it himself.
And I toss him a cloth.
Stupid.
Who do you call?
That's not very nice, now is it? Please apologize.
What's flopjies?
What?
Say you're
Repeat after
sorry.
me. I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
Now you understand how to switch pronouns?
What pronoun?
Well, you see, a pronoun is something that you use in place of a noun, and
And he has to make a save against board again.
He rolled a 6. Now it's a 7, but he's like,
it'll work.
boring.
I'm going to make a save on this too. What was it?
Boring.
Out of
You
curiosity,
cannot just take things. You need to pay for them. You will either
Right.
need to pay for this now, or you go to your master and you send him to pay for you. You are not getting these otherwise, and you clearly do not have the force to take it away from us on your own.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh, God.
Can I check,
Woot,
like,
woot,
as
charisma 6, guys.
I'm
Ooh. Natural 19. Minus
Nice.
2, I think. Hang on. Yeah,
Ten.
minus 2.
what were you saying,
Make-
huh?
Then make your constitution save, and Azalea, what are you saying?
I was gonna say, presumably I noticed that the dust method is kind of falling asleep.
Oh yeah, you do. He's like very visibly like kind of just like.
Can I
sitting there,
take a
like,
look
no
at the
problem.
other dust muffet to, like, see if he is also drooping?
Oh, our method buddy. What is he doing about this whole thing?
He rolled a 10, so he's also kind of getting a little bit dozy. He likes you a little bit more.
I
Azalea
rolled-
is
He's also,
getting the
like, falling
idea.
Wait, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Then you're like, suddenly you realize, like, man, maybe I didn't sleep that well. It's been a long day. I've been yelling a lot.
Azalea is starting to get the idea that she may be able to put people to sleep by talking about grammar.
You
Yes,
getting the
dear.
idea?
I'm gonna kind of like lean on one of the wagon wheels and just kind of like start dozing
When
with
she
my head on my
completes-
hand.
The camel
she
should do your
completes-
hair.
When she completes
No,
her
back wheel.
explanation of pronouns, she would like to present this idea to maybe Servena. She seems like a good person to present this idea to.
I'm actually probably bored too.
Felix, were you trying to say something?
If people are not explaining grammar to the dust method, then physics is gonna be like, the long and the short of what my friends are saying is that you either need to have payment, come back with your boss to pay, or come back with an army to beat us up and take our stuff.
Yeah, what he said.
Fine.
Yeah, did the diplomacy work? Did shockingly undiplomatic me rolling high enough actually, like, function?
Okay. There's like 5 different things happening at once. Okay. She's got that. Then you have been informed that Azalea thinks that her lecture will make the dust methods fall asleep.
I will get back to that with her.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like... I'm trying to like make sure I like actually remember all the things that people have rolled for.
You're good.
The dust method kind of crosses its arms and glares at the shiny and glares at you and then back.
I've
And
tossed
finally
it
it
across.
jumps them down. Fine! And it starts stomping off like...
I assume it dropped the shinies.
It did. It stomps off to a rock and then flaps its wings and takes off into the night sky towards the cave.
I think that went well.
Sure.
You're just hoping he doesn't come back with the army and kill us all.
That would be preferable. But what if I can put them to sleep by talking about grammar?
I mean, it's worth a try.
Can I talk to our method for a sec? If I can get.
You can wake him up.
Oh, never mind. It's Chikata. I'm sure let Chikata sleep.
What'd you say?
Why does that sound like a
Sorry.
shortening of Jimmy Cotta?
Chakata is our guy. I'm just gonna let him sleep.
Okay.
He's less annoying this way, don't you think?
I have a point.
I suppose. I'm trying to figure out if we can make him like a little method armor.
You get the sense that that'll probably take a while.
Maybe a hat with a tassel. I feel like he would like that.
Why not a fez?
I love it.
So what are you guys doing?
That's going to be really fun if he actually brings the jackal, and thus the whole point of setting up the trap is negated.
That's kind of why I was asking what you guys are doing.
God damn.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm kind of unclear on that.
Is it just me, or is there's like 85% of this taking forever? It's just the fact that our plan has become so multi-part and so detailed.
Well, the other 80, well, I was about to say the other 80%. I think more than 20% is us getting distracted a lot.
That's also true. Okay.
So what is the
Again.
next part in our plan?
Still waiting to get our hands on the jackal, I think.
Okay.
Alright?
Alright, so are you waiting for it down here, or are you, like...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What was our plan for getting it into the trap if we're waiting for it down here?
Well, we thought it was going to attack, which was a totally different scheme. I think now we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
What if we moved our encampment for the night up to near where the trap was?
What if we made a ruckus and pretended like we were getting attacked by somebody else? He'd have to come look at that, wouldn't he?
Tosh, are you frozen? No, no.
No.
Anybody?
Alright, guys, I got a plan. It's not a good one. Alright, so here's the
I
deal.
can provide sound for that.
Right, but here's what I'm thinking. What if we get into an argument with some of the townsfolk and they pretend to attack us? Alright, and we get into a big fight and they drive us off. Alright, so but then what if we like stage a battle between us and the townsfolk? Have like them get real mad and leave like the shinies unattended. What if we make a real big ruckus? He's gonna have to come out and look. He's gotta come out and look.
I think that's a pretty good idea. Anyone else
I mean-
opposed?
It's worth a shot.
Right.
I
Unless
can
we
work
want to
with
give
that.
some, like, 10 minutes in case he does actually come back with the jackal.
All right.
I don't
I mean,
think
I'm
it's
not opposed to giving him a few minutes. I feel like we'd need to do that anyway if we
Yeah.
were trying to get people to cooperate with us.
All right. Cervena, can you go to the camel man and tell him that in 15 minutes, unless we give him a signal or something changes, that he should run up and punch me in the face.
Why
You
don't
want-
we make it that you give the signal that you're ready to be punched?
That's a better idea.
Do you want the camel man or do you want the
How does camel?
the camp leader?
How brawny is Camel Man?
He's pretty brawny. He's not like ripped.
How brawny is the chief?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. You ask somebody to punch you in the face, you're gonna get punched in the face. They're all hardy enough to punch you in the face.
We could always ask the captain of the guard. I imagine he's rather well versed in
Yes.
combat.
Actually, Captain the Guard makes more sense. I like that.
That being said, I'm not sure where to find the captain of the guard, am I?
You
At
would
the
assume
guard
he's
tower,
in, like, the
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where I guess.
There's like there's a guard station like near the gate that
Hang
you
on.
noticed a couple of times.
Do you have the cantrip message, Harley?
No.
Ah.
Sorry.
Let Amari.
Is anybody?
Amari might. One second. Amari, stay on.
Felix is going to a side.
Nope.
I think it's a little weird how much they're all wanting to be punched in the face.
True, I've never asked to be punched in the face.
I mean, I've been punched in the face a lot, but not by choice.
I've
The
never been
other
punched in the
option-
face. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid getting punched in the face when they're all tied up. Anyway,
The whole plan,
Why were you tied up?
long story.
the whole plan is beginning to remind me of history lessons about the stereos. Very complex. And stereos, they always lose their worst.
That is another option we could use. We could follow the example of the Jalbarian horse. That was a joke about the Trojan horse, guys. Come on.
Gosh.
I kind of figured.
All right, so
In this one, let's make it the rabbit.
all right, so
You want to
Anybody?
construct
No.
a giant rabbit and climb
I want to make a
inside?
giant wooden rabbit.
I'm gonna need a lot of tumbleweeds.
I was trying to see if anybody was getting that reference, but
Is it?
Bunny, the bunny. Ooh.
Wait, the bunny. I didn't need
that was a Monty Python reference.
I got, yeah.
No, I've never seen any Monty
King
Python.
Arthur outside the castle.
Yeah.
Sir
They
Kay.
try the Trojan horse, but they make it a rabbit, and it does not fool. They forget to climb in. They're like, okay, what happens now? I was like, we leap out of the rabbit. Like, wait a minute. What? That's built a large wooden badger.
Alright,
Anyway.
would you all please make a perception check?
And perception.
No,
No.
I refuse.
11.
6.
I'm rolling really bad.
5.
12.
Wow. When it actually matters.
Felix got higher than 2 other people. I'm
And he
happy.
can only
Was I
see
talking
30 feet.
about grammar and boring people again?
No, this time you were talking about general table etiquette.
General table etiquette.
And you use the fork on the outside first.
Oh, I thought he was one of those stereotype generals, you know? General table edit.
Oh my god.
As you guys are talking amongst yourselves, you see one of the guards come sprinting towards you with a look of, like, kind of sheer terror on his face. They're coming! They're coming! They're coming!
Like,
Oh!
a lot of them?
All of them! I've never seen so many.
Well,
They're coming.
Shit.
All right.
And then you use the inside fork?
Let's go poke the method awake and be like, now is your chance to shine,
And
buddy.
the rounder spoon is for soup, and you always put the napkin on your lap.
So you guys like rattle, like you go wake up. What?
Now is
Chakata!
your time to shine. Convert the methods.
Oh.
You got this, Chakata! You're the man! You're the method!
We believe in you.
You're the method.
You're the method!
You'll do great out there. I believe in you.
Too loud.
Sorry, you're the method.
It's gonna kind of smile at you guys and then take off and go off.
Can I give him a knuckle bump as he's going past?
You clip his wing.
Clip his wing. He is now flightless for the rest of his life.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Oh my
they
word.
went with the bring an army method.
Way
That's
to...
unfortunate.
I had asked the guard, by the way, if everyone included the Jackal Man. I don't know if you heard me.
Is Hugh Jackman coming?
Oh, I did not see it, but all of the dust methods that I have seen, that more than we have ever seen before, they're all coming.
Are we talking like 20, 50, 200?
Eight.
At least 20, maybe 30.
Okay.
Boop!
That's a fair number.
We can't fight that.
No, we can't.
We will do our absolute best, but we need something else. We need an ace in the hole.
Well, we've sent our method out to go convert them.
Go get him, Chakata!
Wait. You have an ability that can make someone more diplomatic, right, Felix?
Yep.
Maybe use that on the method?
No,
I-
kinda took
sure,
off
I
a
will-
while ago.
Yeah.
You would have needed to call that before he left.
Yeah, he's already out.
And why is the connection so slow tonight?
Hugh Jackman's messing with our feed.
Exactly. Sorry, it's alright. It's coming up now. Screw it.
We maybe should not have given them the option of bring an army, no?
I
I
was
thought that
kind
was
of
the whole point, was to draw the methods out in an attack.
Yes.
Jackal follow them.
Well, if the jackal doesn't come, then... Oi.
Then we were hired to deal with the methods in the first place, so...
I just came up with a better plan that we can't do now.
Well, what was it?
Never mind.
Come on!
Well, I was thinking, we evacuate the people, stage a fight, then we hide, wait for all the methods to go down, and then attack the Jackalman from behind. But that's kind of irrelevant now.
Well, but...
Wait.
Alright. I'd like to stealth.
Please make a stealth check.
I too will stealth.
No good rogue should start combat in the open. So that's...
I too will hide.
What way? 18.
16.
Okay, good to know. Alright. So you all sit in breathless anticipation, just antsy and muscles tense and waiting. A minute goes by, 10 minutes,
Can I
then 20 minutes. Yes.
put Felix up in the cart with my noisemaker?
You may certainly do so as long as Felix is willing to get.
I think
in
we
the
need to
cart.
ask for consent. That came out wrong.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, like,
But, no.
I would like to offer to Felix, hey, can you get up in the cart?
Yeah, Felix will come up in the cart.
Okay. And I'm going to give you, it's basically like a big drum head with a crank that you turn it to pull back the hammer, and when you release it, it slams down and makes a really, really loud noise. And I say, cast your spells from here. Wow, my throat just... Cast your spells from here. And if I tell you to, use this to make a noise to add to the sound of my gun. We may need to try to scare them away.
Okay. I will
And
do.
you probably noticed that this is kind of like you had made mention of building some sort of large noisemaker, and now suddenly I'm giving you a large noisemaker.
Got it.
So,
All right. So
One
no,
Acme large noisemaker.
gosh. So you guys, you stand around, weapons at the ready, still waiting. Still waiting. You hear the guards running through, what perhaps warning the different families, and a lot of like the evening chatter is hushed. It's eerily silent as you all wait, listening for the beating of wings or some sort of indicator that an attack is imminent. 20 minutes go by. Another 10 minutes. It's been half an hour. There's no sign of either Chakata or the other dust methods.
Can we
Everything's
see
fine.
the jackal?
You do not. At least not immediately.
Any more reports from the Flynn?
After a while, he does come back. We don't see them anymore. We saw the one fly out of the encampment, perhaps to meet them, and it looked like they were speaking or something, but they seem to have moved off. I don't know if they landed or if they left. We're keeping on watch, but at least for now, they don't seem to be doing anything. We're going to send a scout momentarily just to try and see what's going on. What exactly is the plan? What should we be looking for? Should we be looking for the...
Ethan, are you
You're
okay?
so annoying. What do you want?
I think he's laughing. Or he's having a seizure.
The world's most
I think
jolly
it's
seizure.
It's both.
Okay, moving on anyway.
Anyway. This ought to be like freaking hilarious.
Laughter's spreading, but why? I missed it.
There's a meme in
I
this
have
group.
no idea what's happening.
Basically, Ethan sent a thing where it said,
So
teachers,
obnoxious.
you got a 55% on the math test. Everyone laughing. Teacher, that's the highest anyone has gotten in the class. And then there's a
I see
picture
no god up here other than me.
it's a cat on top of a telephone pole saying this.
Ah.
Anyway, back to the gripping.
The gripping nothing.
The gripping nothing, yeah.
That should be the name of our group, the Gripping Nothing.
That should be the name of this session.
Alright.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's going on there.
So you all waiting in anticipation.
Okay.
Finally, after what seems like it seems the dark is starting to enclose around you. And the sun has long since set. It's been at least an hour. So, seems that I was supposed to come here for something or other. You turn around at the voice unfamiliar to any of you, and standing behind you, as if having appeared out of thin air, is the jackal were. It's disturbing to see him so close to you. Just his features curled into a conniving grin that is it almost seems to split its skull at the corners. It stands a lot taller than you expected, at least 6 feet plus. It's draped in dark robes and stands and gazes at you with beady black eyes.
Does it seem to notice the stealthy folks?
Pending.
I'm honestly
What were
surprised
your stealth rolls?
they worked.
16.
I think it was an 18.
That's what I thought.
Can I hide behind Finn again?
Certainly may try. It locks eyes with the two of you. You might as well come out.
What does that should I roll for that or?
To hide?
Yeah,
Behind Fen?
yeah. I wasn't sure if you needed me to do anything or if I can just hide.
You know, just do
Is this stealth or just elven shield?
just
I'm just hiding behind you because this thing is
no, you
2
don't
times
need to
as
roll.
tall
It's
as I
stopping
am,
you.
and I'm not comfortable.
It knows where you are, and it kind of chuckles. Little one, are we not above pleasantries? Unless you run and scamper and hide from me.
I wasn't planning on scampering or running, but
No, I don't doubt that would be rather unnecessary. So,
what brings you to our fine shop today?
Are you willing to
sir?
pay for your servant's desired purchases?
what brings me here? I was invited.
Right, yes, you are very
Oh,
correct.
crap, is it vampire rules?
Invited?
Saying that out loud?
No, I don't say that out loud. Francis says that internally.
Well,
Would you like to discuss the payment for the shiny objects which your dust methods would like to procure?
the dust map. Oh no, I didn't exactly come because of them. Little imbeciles got a little bit distracted along the way.
Oh, well, they were talking to me about this, and Azaya's going to start to begin her discussion of the free market economy.
10 out of 10!
Please tell me you roll the natural one and falls asleep on the spot.
Word.
Utter confusion. But just because it's not really in combat. Oh my gosh, you guys are the worst.
Thank you.
We try.
Can we play the song Voice of America while she's talking?
What is a straight D20?
What's...
I don't even know what to call this. Make a perform check. I have no idea.
Perform
Can I roll
check?
something that I have, like, a positive thing to?
Well, what do you think would be
Just roll a
applicable?
straight D20. Just roll a straight
Okay.
D20. Don't worry.
That's basically a perform check, so...
Ow.
No, I have a +1 to perform check, because I have a +1 to my charisma.
And you may do that.
Nat
Okay.
20.
Oh,
Nat 20.
20.
Nat
Nat
20.
20.
Nat 20.
Unless you're looking for something low, in which case, nat 1.
18.
Hey!
You should have taken the roll I just made, because I just accidentally got a nat 20.
You said 18?
Yes?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Please?
Interesting.
Oh no.
She's thinking.
Gabrielle, what are you doing to us?
Please?
It's a smirk.
I'm scared.
It gazes into your eyes, and this free market, yes. And you
Yes,
keep pontificating, and it's walking and kind of standing and just pure confusion. And
Would you
the
like to
eyelid
hear about-
suddenly droops. Yes, and it takes a step forward, and the eyelid droops again. Just stop.
Azalea's gonna speak in the most, like, monotone and boring voice that she can.
She's that one professor.
So,
What? What are you talking about?
Well, if you require more explanation, I could refer you to a list of references.
No.
Recite's reference page.
Oh my word.
Azalea reading a
Insert bibliography here.
For more information
It
about...
sits down on a rock,
You
and as
you
you
have to
rattle
listen
off,
to
you're
me. Gabrielle, Andrew's first boss, we defeated by not fighting it and setting the house on fire. It's only right if we defeat yours by talking to it
I
till it
hate
falls
you guys
asleep.
so much.
I'm useful in...
And
really
as you
cool
as
back,
you
but
continue rattling on, inexplicably, it falls asleep.
Yes! Harley! Yes!
I'm my favorite person.
Ever.
America! America just beat Jackalware!
Okay,
Once Azalea is sure it's asleep, Azalea's gonna go, yep, and that is how you use a library to put someone to sleep.
I cannot.
Kill him! Can we
Okay,
like
Nothing about that should have worked. Okay.
Can I
What did it
toss?
roll?
It rolled.
Librarians really are
17.
useful
I'm
people.
so pissed off.
What did it roll?
It rolled a 17 on the
Yeah!
one because it was a natural 15 plus 2 because it's no, it was whatever, but like the Constitution is a 15, score is a 15, so it's a plus 2, so it just missed it. And then because like I wanted to edge it out because I was really trying, and I should have just given it to you. I made it re-roll as she was doing the references with disadvantage, and it rolled a natural 1.
Yes!
I was fair. I used my crappy die, and it actually, for once, rolled like 3 good numbers in a row.
So I'm
Because
gonna
it was
toss.
an 18 and a 1, and it would have won that one.
I'm gonna toss one end of a piece of rope to my sister and keep the other end myself and start walking very gingerly toward it, and we're gonna like just tie the crap out of this thing.
Tie the
Completely
crap.
bound up, hog tied, arms tied to chest, knees tied together, like neck tied to ankles, like whatever you can do, it's tied.
Azalea needs to just keep going while you do all of that.
Yeah, I was
I'm
going
worried
to.
if we touch it that it's gonna wake
I'm gonna
up.
keep going with the white noise in the background.
It rolled a natural 1. It's out.
Yes.
Azalea
I
doesn't
hate
know.
everything about this.
This is the best.
I'm like trying to think of a better way that I could have done this that was like also fair, and there really is none.
And as we're tying it up with rope, I'm going to turn to Francis, and I'm gonna say, "Go find someone to bring us chains."
Right. I'm gonna run to the weapons shop. I'm gonna run right down to where those guys are making weapons and armor stuff. I'm gonna be like, chains. We need chains. We need big chains. We need big honking chains. I'm just gonna
Say this to the closed doors. 9 o'clock at night.
Said everyone knew that they were supposed to be an attack, so they might actually be like.
They just.
Nothing was happening.
They
They
just-
went to bed.
They just.
At 9 o'clock? Grandma? My sister?
Well, they closed the shop.
I'm just gonna.
There's a light on, and there's a tent nearby it.
Instead of chains and everything, we took canvas and rolled it.
All
Oh!
that.
No tents. We'll leave a light on for you.
You guys have ruined my BBEG. Okay, just listen for 2 seconds.
Lewis is very confused as I'm snickering here. He's just standing there going,
Azalea is so proud of herself.
You should be. Okay, Francis.
Yeah.
I said the thing about the wall because I think it's hilarious that you ran to the shop and it was 9 p.m. I'm not saying that you can't get the chains. You go over to you yell this at the wall because you're just so caught up in your haste, but then you realize, okay, they're closed, but you see that there's a tent not far from it. And they kind of poke their heads out like, what are you doing?
Hey, friend!
Whoa.
Can I get some chains? Honkin' chains. Big old chains. Ones with clicky locks that you can't just go boom!
What in the world do you need chains for?
Because we just caught the Jackalman.
What?
The Jackalman, we caught the Jackalman.
The other one like slugs him in the shoulder. What are you talking about? What do you mean what? Hurry up! What? How do you have it caught?
have them
Are you alive?
Thanks, ma'am!
They like so the one of them just bolts for the shop and like comes back with like a whole armful of chains and kind of struggling with them.
Here, give me half!
Deposits them in your arm. I'm gonna try and check.
Oh, damn, come on! Come on. Holy crap, I just threw my dice across the room. No. 14!
Fine. You drag the chains. You're being incredibly loud. It's like clinking behind you and clinking and clanking.
What do I care?
So by this point, have Cervena and I managed to get the
Oh,
Jackalman hog-tied?
He's plenty hog-tied.
Okay. As soon as Francis gets back with chains, I'm reinforcing all of the rope ties with chains, and then using Felix's idea and like grabbing the closest piece of canvas I can find and just straight jacketing this man.
Okay.
This is impressive.
As you guys are doing this, it does start to stir.
I'm also blindfolding it, just so you're aware.
Okay, I'm gonna let you.
Is this
do
as
that.
it is being chained?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's already roped,
you,
and now
you-
it's
you
getting chained.
whip the cloth around its head just as Francis is arriving, and yeah, and as you're doing so, it starts to like twitch a little bit. What's
Azalea, keep talking about references.
Jeez. And if you
what?
I'm going to cast a spell that gives her plus
Specifically
2 to all
on-
charisma-based checks.
What'd you say?
Oh, when Azalea is going to start talking again as it's stirring, Felix is going to cast a spell on her that gives her a plus 2 to all charisma-based checks.
Okay.
My
Go for it.
word.
Well, yeah. So, Azalea, please make your performance check again. Oh, crap.
You're not frozen.
Natural
We can hear
20.
you.
Shut up.
Felix
You did not just get a natural 20.
Yes, she did.
I hate you.
Yeah, no, Felix is going to curl up behind her and just take a nap.
Again, Felix, you go to sleep. The rest of you are starting to find your eyelids drooping.
Okay,
I suck.
folks.
I look at that. I look at that and I go, poke me.
Folks, we may have found. Folks, we
I
found
poke
a.
her, I pinch her, I slap myself in the face.
I'll slap you if you slap me.
Quartz
Listen,
list.
people, everybody make a Constitution save.
Oh balls! I'm going down.
Oh no.
12.
Wait,
7.
you mean fortitude save? Wait, we're doing fortitude saves, right?
Natural 1!
But Felix was already
Felix
asleep,
is
so...
gone.
Oh!
pulled up a random reference page.
You guys get advantage because you guys are like
19.
actively trying to be awake.
19 from me. 19.
And Tasha's gone, but everybody should be rolling. All of y'all should be rolling with advantage, except for
Oh!
Felix said that he wanted
Natural
to.
20. Natural 20 for me.
Whatever.
Oh, my second roll was worse.
So what's your roll?
12.
Now I used all my now I used all my
Tasha.
dice juju.
Advantage.
Oh, advantage.
That's because you guys are like trying.
Roll was a 5. Let's try this again.
I wasted my dice juju.
That's another 5, so that's still only 7. I get the same number twice, and it was terrible.
Right, Felix does not get advantage because Felix was trying to go to sleep. Alright, the rest of you managed to. So, wait, Ben, what was your roll?
I said a 12.
Oh my gosh. You guys are like starting. You guys find yourselves like also like dozing off on your feet.
I'm now talking about the Library of Congress cataloging system, or whatever the equivalent of it is that they use in stereos. The
You
Library of
notice-
Stereos
You notice that your
cataloging
friends are
system.
like quickly like they're like losing it, except for Francis. Francis, you're like wide awake and you're like you see like your friends are like basically asleep now.
Can I
Can I
acquire
go poke and shake
symbols?
them?
This is like a magic power.
Azalea, yes, you.
This is more effective than an actual sleep spell.
This
This is
is
my new favorite thing that Azalea can do.
this is horrifyingly dangerous.
I think we need to get like
I'm
an
so
actual spell
excited.
to do this.
I
Like
hate you.
design, homebrew a spell for Azalea. Talk people to sleep.
But then I would have to use a spell slot for it.
This is like okay. Like I know that I say that as a DM you need to be consistent, but like this is a little bit too OP'd. This is probably gonna change in the future.
Well, right now this is just being rule of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
this
but
is
the last
glorious
time, okay?
though.
I have been looking forward to this for like weeks, and I'm really pissed.
Welcome to how
But I mean,
Andrew
if you
must
think
have felt the first time that we burned the house down
Welcome
around his
to-
first BBEG.
I felt like that, like, basically at the very beginning and the very end of the campaign. Hopeless flailing considered by...
Oh gosh. Alright, so you guys are poked awake by Azalea, and I'm assuming that one, Francis, whoever your name is.
I'll poke my people.
You have successfully chained up this jackal wearer. What do you want to do?
Did the people go get the
Chief.
for us? Like requested?
Did you send for him? Because I don't think you did.
Oh, I thought that Francis had asked.
Oh no.
Francis went to get chains.
Francis is gonna run off to get the chief now, realizing that he's not there.
Francis, you run off, and you like pound on the tent pole and stick your head, and after a moment the chief pops up. What? What is it? What is it? Are we being attacked?
Jackaware!
Are we being attacked?
No! We got him!
What? Help me!
I'm just gonna grab his arm and just start running and just gotta start yelling. You're like, everybody up! Jackaware! Everybody up! As I'm running down with the chief.
In his pajamas.
Yes.
As you're dashing by, like, people are, like, sticking their heads out, like, and, like, a few mothers start screaming in terror and, like, grab their children.
It's alright, madam! Those gonna be screams of celebration! Very good.
Can I, at this point,
You are
bind the
being
jackal man's
extremely loud.
Can I, at this point, bind the jackal man's snout closed,
Muzzle it.
You can do
so it
whatever
can't
you
even get
want.
off any verbal spells?
Snoot!
Okay.
Boop the snoot!
Yes, I'm making Nasus mute.
Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot.
I don't know how I expected it to go, but this was not it.
Not what I expected.
This is not it either. I said, just it.
All I can say is welcome to the life of a DM.
That's
See, this is what I get for, like, dealing with, like, sheep, like, little, like, obedient little level 1 sheep. At St. Joe's, where they just did whatever I wanted. It just took them 20 years to do it, and they were really bad at it. But they did what I wanted. They didn't fight me. They didn't put the BBEG to sleep. They just sat there, and they fit. Whatever. I'm not actually mad. You guys are like I'm like dying. Like I'm really sad because I really wanted to break this thing out, and like, trust me, I am trying to find every way to wake this guy up so that he can try and make a straight check that he's obviously gonna fail at this point.
I have
ridiculous.
ensured that he is tied with ropes, then with chains, then straight-jacketed in a roll of canvas.
He's better
You
secure
know how to do that.
and none of us even lost a hand.
Make it. How would you know how to straitjacket somebody in canvas?
I'm not actually straight-jacketing him. I mean, he's rolled in canvas.
He's a mummy.
He's cocooned in canvas, very, very tightly.
He's like a dead body in carpet.
Okay.
Like that.
Quite the
That's
description.
rather dark, but okay.
I'm just wondering what poor family randomly had their tent pulled down to this guy out.
I totally shouldn't.
I mean, we were close to our tents, weren't we? We could have just made it one of ours.
Alright. So you guys have caused a complete pandemonium. After a while, like, word starts to spread that no, it is not about to come and eat their children. Thanks a lot, Francis.
I said those had better be screams of jubilation, madam, as I was running past.
But you didn't exactly explain, so it was, she panicked. And then the chief, like, had to go behind and do your dirty work of, like, calming everybody down. So now there's basically everyone in the village is awake.
Good.
Some of them are still freaking out. A couple of them are, like, running for the hills. Or like chasing them, trying to drag them back. This was supposed to be a serious session. Gosh darn it. The tone of this was supposed to be challenging and serious.
Welcome.
I say, except you're welcome.
I am Azalea, destroyer of worlds.
Again, never happening again. Just being aware.
I mean, if you
hard
think about it,
from
I feel like Azalea would have a lot of practice going on about things that no one else really cared about. because she works in a library, and people don't, as much as they should listen to librarians, people don't actually tend to listen to what they have to say.
True.
And she also has 7 younger sisters.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
she
this
had
should just
plenty
be
of
a
people to
flavor
do.
version whenever you cast the spell sleep.
Yeah, no, we'll
I
work
don't
on
have
this.
the spell
I don't.
sleep.
I'm not gonna.
Well,
take
you
this-
should.
I
I'm
am
not gonna take
Azalea.
this away from you entirely, but it's going to be like way less OP'd.
I am
Next time
Azalea,
you use it.
destroyer of worlds.
Anyway, all right. So you guys have managed to gather basically everyone and their mother
Good.
into the center of this clearing near your pack. So yeah, you're standing there with your jackal-ware. What would you like to do?
More eyes on the villain.
Has
Snore.
the chief come yet?
He has come. He's there, and he's just kind of staring.
As he's asked,
How?
one jackal where? I give him a wink.
How did you do this? Are you hurt? He like
Free
goes
market.
to each of you and like grabs you by the shoulders. There's not a scratch on you.
References. References.
Capitalism.
Capitalism, references, and the Library of Congress system.
Just like a flag unfurls behind. Actually, it's just a tent flapping in the wind. She kind of unfurls.
I would appreciate it if you could remove him from our midst. But
I'm going to start emptying everything off of the cart that was like we were pretending to be materials we were selling.
okay.
And I'm going to look at the chief in the midst of doing it and say, for added security, do you think you could order a cage be built?
Of course, but yes. Goodness. I will speak to our treasurer, and we will pay you handsomely, of course. Thank you for this.
We have a
extremely
treasurer.
What do you say?
They have a treasurer. I'm excited.
Did we know they were paying us for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, he told you. I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything, that's okay. We were glad that we could help.
After I finish emptying the cart off, I'm going to pick Azalea up and just like start tossing her up in the air, celebrating like people do.
Azalea's
Yes.
like,
Huzzah!
why am I being thrown around?
The mighty 3 huzzahs for Azalea.
Hip hip!
Crowd will.
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Azalea is somewhat uncomfortable with all of the attention.
You did just
That's-
save the day.
That's okay.
Ben
You guys
walks
don't have
over,
to
grabs
I
her in
mean,
a hug, and goes,
It was a team effort, really, and
You guys are like screaming, so at this point the jackal-ware is gonna like.
But-
start.
we also he
Sorry.
should be sleeping and
Ah, yes, good point.
What?
wait, its mouth is tied shut, remember?
Yes, it
I
is.
oftentimes not. People kind of like scatter back a little bit for a second, realizing that it can't move. Just like start like pointing and like
Laughing.
Some of the kids like push up to the very front. We want to see.
At
Full on,
this
like,
point,
everybody's like cackling like really loudly.
you all see and hear something you have never seen or heard before, or in the case of Savannah, in a very long time. Fenrir starts guffawing. He starts just laughing hysterically at the thing. Like, you guys haven't even seen Fenrir smile before, and now he's guffawing at this guy.
Let me see. Yep, nope, at the sight of that, Ben is gonna start laughing too.
We have taken the BBEG and made it into a laughing stock.
I will join right on in. Oh my gosh.
Azalea, you are a miracle.
thanks, I think. She's still kind of uncomfortable at being the center of attention. Can I be put down now?
Oh yeah, I forgot to make mention, so we're just gonna go with it. And so Thenmir puts you down.
I'm glad you guys are happy, though. It's nice to see people smile.
Are you joking? That's the funniest thing I've seen in quite a while.
He also lost his accent when he started laughing.
Yes, you noticed that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Huh. Huh.
Felix
Oh.
needs to start waking up.
You guys have Felix, you'd be awake at this point. Like, it was,
Out of curiosity, is that what you sounded like before?
Yep.
Nice.
have you been putting on the?
Mm.
Ven would like to walk over to her brother and give him a hug.
The hug is returned, though maybe not as tightly as you expected.
Ven is surprised she's getting any return, so...
All right.
Azalea, while she isn't particularly fond of being the center of attention, is very glad that everybody is happy and laughing.
Can't with you people.
I'm going to give her the flask that I have with the cactus wine in it.
There you go. Azalea, you now have a flask of cactus wine that you may or may not decide to drink.
Azalea's just a little confused at why he's handing it to her right now.
Celebration is required on the celebratory night.
Felix will walk up and grab one.
That was unnecessary.
How would it...
Solemn.
I was gonna say, I'm like, how would celebration typically go in, like, her home?
You live in Stereos. What celebration?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would she
There'd be a lot of
know
praising
of
from
that
Mother Russia.
sort of, like, response to celebration?
Most of your celebrations are kind of overly solemn, very meager. You
I
don't get
think the word is balance.
yes. This is a lot more raucous than anything you're used to. You kind of
Thenmir,
like it, though.
And Azalea is feeling a little bit out of place, but she's not, like, entirely opposed. She's just, like,
Confused.
Can I organize a wine dance?
so you want me to drink this because we're celebrating?
Yes.
Thenmir walks over, puts his arm around Felix's shoulders, and plucks the alcohol out of his hands, and goes, "While I agree with celebration, I would disagree with you drinking this at your age," and hands it back to Francis.
How about cake? Cake would make for a great celebration.
Amari, when Fen walks away, Amari's gonna sneak Felix a small cupful. If you tell anyone, I can't help you. That's on you.
I will notice this because I was about to go over to him anyway. I'm gonna wink at you, Amari, and I'm gonna go off with Fenbeer.
Excellent. Child drinking.
Yeah.
Examples.
He's
Thank you,
a
Internet, for watching.
he's a man now, and this is the Middle Ages.
It's also true.
Yeah.
Probably what he drinks on a regular basis anyway.
Eh.
Water is in short supply.
Fenmir, I don't know. Like, what do we do? Like, first of all, like, well, do we celebrate? Do we leave in the morning? Do we settle down here? Look to meet some pretty Knoll girls? What do we do?
In point of fact, the chief did ask you to, like, do something with the thing. Well, I guess, are you guys trying to get him to take care of the rest of it?
No, I had asked him to order a cage be built, and
Yep.
then I was going to see if I could find the owner of the cart to buy it from him.
Ah, neat.
Okay, the chief will tell you that it won't be immediate. That
Well,
you,
no.
Where's the cave we were
Perhaps-
keeping him at then?
Metal's gotta be
perhaps you could,
scarce.
perhaps you could keep him in the pit that you all constructed. At least until... We will keep a guard on him, obviously, but if you keep him hogtied as such and you leave him in the pit that you made, he
Wouldn't
should
you
be
need to
stuck there
feed him?
as well.
He's
What'd you
going
say?
to need-
Yes, I imagine food will be required, but he can be fed without being untied. One
Didn't
of
you
the
have his face covered?
I have his mouth tied closed, but we can leave him hungry until he decides to be complacent.
Guys, the best thing that we can possibly do now, convince the Jackalman to work with us for the rest of the campaign. We just have a Jackalman going everywhere.
A Jackalman and an army of dust methods. We just became the new
Okay.
rulers of Jalbar.
As much as I had managed to get this thing to go to sleep, I'm not Nexa anymore, so I really doubt I could pull that off.
Can
So
we...
I'm going to, after talking with Francis for a while and,
Yeah.
and like kind of dropping back into my previous like more deadpan
Snape
self.
drawl.
Yes.
After I turn back into Snape, I'm going to say, well, give me a few moments here. And I'm going to go over to the chief and I'm going to say, so, that cage that I asked for, it does not need to be immediate, but the faster it's built, the faster we can get this creature off your hands.
Of
My
course.
plan is to cage it on that cart and take it to a city that has means of imprisoning it until we can determine a way to deal with it.
We might want to question it.
In fact, I think if we could transport it to Elielona, I have certain research partners that would love a look at him.
I don't really think that would be quite ethical, but we can construct a cage and have him transported to the nearest city. I believe that we are well suited enough that we could take care of that. I do not wish to burden you further. You have done very well what we have asked. We will take care of transporting him to a city. I
Let me
wouldn't wish
ask you, has what he's been doing to you so far been ethical?
Of course not, but he has not harmed our people.
I am not saying it would be surgically disassembling him. I'm merely saying they would love measurements. If
For
you
what?
take him to Elielona, they will have more than enough research capability to build some sort of imprisonment for him.
I
In
understand.
exchange, they would probably want to use him to take measurements of magic and try to determine what he's done and a way of reversing it.
That is perhaps true. However, we will take him to the prisons in Zalbar. We do not wish to deal across country lines. That would also require us to move him through Stereos. And seeing as we are not exactly on good terms with Stereos,
That
I'm
is
not
precisely why I have said we could transport him. But it is your decision, you are chieftain.
You know what you sound like? You sound like... What's the baby from Studio C?
Spencer?
Yes, you sound like Spencer. That's so annoying.
What's Studio C?
Hello, James.
I'll send it to you. You don't even need to know what Studio C is. They've dropped off in quality significantly, but it's we're gonna be on
Oh no, I
University.
remember what Studio C is. They had some funny stuff for a while.
Yes,
They
he
did. It started to like get kind of wacky.
Then the
Or
real
it's
people.
not as funny.
Then the
But
real people all went to a
I'll
different
send you
channel.
Spencer because now that you've lost like the English accent, you just sound like Spencer.
Hello,
What about you?
James.
Anything to
I've
tell them?
lost
Yeah,
the English accent?
English.
to an extent.
Not really. I don't care.
Okay. Probably just because Ethan is really poor at accents and voice modification, so
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, or maybe it's just because you've gotten more nasally. There's something about it that's different. Anyway, we will take care of it. I do not think that this requires being considered an international threat, so to speak. If the courts decide that he must be shipped off to Mariel for whatever reason, then that is of their own accord. We wish to be rid of him and go back to our lives. We'd rather not have to deal with exposing ourselves to the rest of the world. And I understand, of course, you would like to you would be willing to transport him, but I do not really think that is quite necessary. But
Understood.
I appreciate the offer. Also known as, I have no idea what Andrew's planning, so unless you guys are already going to Mariel, a sidetrack probably is not necessary. Also, I kind of want you guys relatively in this area at some point.
We're just going.
Alright.
We're going deep
What'd you
mid-east. We're going deep mid-east then.
It's completely up to you guys. I don't know what you guys are doing.
So now would you start
what
with
you're
the water style celebration through the night?
Yes, this is where I'm gonna try and get instruments. I'm gonna try and get people. I'm gonna try and get a line dance going.
You can do whatever you want. So you get your instruments. You get people are like super excited about this. What do you want to do with this guy right now, though?
Make him watch us have fun at his expense.
Okay, you guys.
Sorry.
Are you guys gonna take him, or are you gonna have the guards go?
I feel guilty that we haven't done any hard work. I'm gonna help take him.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's kind of what my reasoning was.
Yeah.
Like, we managed to capture him by like just letting our local
By letting our
librarian
wizard
just
talk.
drone on. Like, our resident librarian put a massive monster to sleep by talking about capitalism, and now we're gonna just let the guards of the town we did it in just take him away.
Why not?
That's not exactly how these things work.
Why not?
I think Gabriella's agreeing that no, that was not how this was supposed to work.
Although on a different point.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So yeah, those maps I made don't need to be used at all. Alright.
I just want to try and get everybody in the town to start playing a celebratory game of soccer with the ball that I picked.
Alright, who is gonna take the
I can go.
judo?
I'll go.
Alright, so you
I'll go.
guys
Okay.
So the three of you will go. Felix, you round up the kids and you get the ball going. And you kick it around, and they have a grand old time with you. And after a while, like your disguise starts to wear off, and they're just like, "What?" They're super excited about it and
Midnight soccer. Does it get any better?
absolutely floored. It's a grand old time, and like it's good. So the three of you, I'm gonna say it goes without incident. You guys managed to drag him up. You tossed him in the pit.
Can we get the bear? Let's get the bear trap out first before we throw him in. Get in there, ka-chunk!
Just our luck, it cuts through the ropes and breaks the chains, and like he's
Put the
mostly
bear
uninjured.
trap next to it on the top in case he ever manages to get out somehow.
Yeah.
That's true. So you guys, the guards, a couple of guards will go with you because they're gonna post on duty. But you lug the bear trap out, toss in, you lower the prisoner down because it's deep enough that if you throw him, he's probably gonna break something.
Benefit, but
Well, it's up to you. If you want to throw him in, you're welcome to.
Ven is not at all strong enough to be pulling this thing. So
I want to roll him in so he gets jostled, but he doesn't get real hurt.
Alright.
we'll torture him with dizziness.
He takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So you toss him in, or you roll him in, and you all head back into town, into the settlement. By the time you guys get back, because it took you a good 20 minutes. What?
Before I go back, I just want to lean real mansions and Kevin go, Chakata? Chakata? There's meat and Chinese and us.
You're yelling that into the pit?
Into the cave. We go, Chakata? There's meat and Chinese and poker.
Well,
down
there's 3
there.
caves, so...
I'm just gonna stand outside the
The
caves.
Tractor took all of the dust methods and is running off to set up like a giant dust method civilization that will rise to power in Jalbar.
Based entirely based on capitalism, poker.
Oh my god.
Oh my word.
Words about money and Chinese. We need Chinese.
Oh, just
So you guys, you don't hear me. You don't get a response. But
okay.
you guys head back down into the settlement, and it is wild and raucous, and there's a soccer game. You see Felix rushing around with his friends and a couple of the adults, actually. There's a bonfire already going. There's musicians have started to set up, and there's lively like dances, and like they're dancing in a ring and clapping and shouting and cheering, and wine is being poured, and lots of just laughter and just pure excitement. And it's one of those things that makes you just stop and stare and smile at just the beauty of joy in every civilization that runs through all people. There's always a capacity to just enjoy themselves. And so you spend the night just partying and celebrating into the wee hours of the morning. And as the families finally slowly stream back to bed, you guys bundle back into your tent with the job well done, and curled up on one of the pillows is Chakata. And behind him there were about 35 other methods kind of just taking over the floor of the tent.
I'm just gonna very gently pick up Chakata, lay down, and just put him on top of my head and go back to sleep.
I had to scoot some of the other methods around out of the way.
I'm just going to.
Kind of hissed at you and.
Shh! It's okay. It's okay, little friends. It's alright, guys. We'll figure this all out in the morning. I'm just gonna like pat them on the head, just like I'm trying to imprint.
You settle in, and Chakata kind of like nestles himself into your hair. And you feel it snarling, but you know it's okay.
Upon looking into the tent and seeing this, Thenmir just kind of sighs and turns and walks to the guard tower.
You all settle in. A job well done. And that is where we're gonna kind of.
Well, one comment, I do take a few minutes and disappear from the camp for a bit, but it's only pertinent to Cervena.
Alright. So with that, brings us to the end of our first arc. That was not how I wanted to go, but you know what? Screw it.
Like messaging that to me or something?
Did very well. What'd you say?
Might want to do it on Messenger instead of Roll20 because my computer has crashed again.
I know, I'm already on Messenger.
Okay. Yeah, your computer's it's not.
My computer is having some serious problems right now.
Is it Windows 10?
It is. It crashes and then it gets stuck in the Aptio utility setup.
I can help tech support that later.
Sounds good, thank you.
Alright. Excellently done. I'll come up with some god-awful XP allotment.
Yeah, that reminds me, I don't know what XP has been earned for the past 2 sessions.
I sent it.
I think I know what XP. I
think it was 100.
DM.
I did it in one combined thing.
Yeah, we need
So
to do a DM conference.
Ask your other players, and they probably have.
Did you get any bonus XP from anything?
I got 1 bonus XP.
Azalea.
A while ago.
Could you give Azalea?
It was the night that I shot my lightning into the sky to try to look.
Yeah, was it 75?
Yes.
Then you'll have the same XP as I do. Because I got bonus on that night for cleaning up, so you should be at 940.
Okay.
Before tonight.
Level 2 is 2,000. Right?
Yes.
In medium?
For medium, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Why did you do that? That's creepy.
But sorry. I did
Do
not.
it like overly slowly. Alright, so yeah, at some point I will give you I don't know. I don't know. Give it a day. Alright. Do we have any quotes to be read to the masses?
And if you give me a minute, I will hopefully have my computer back up.
Yay. Over hill, over dale, poor Dale.
Well done, guys. Like, you broke the DM, but...
Yeah, I want to see the stats for this thing.
What'd you say?
I want to see the stats for this thing to see what hell we avoided.
Like, that bad. What was the CR are too. I thought about putting in a second one.
The methods were worse than it.
There was going to be methods with it.
A gaggle of
They
methods.
were tougher than the guy they were working for.
I can't explain that.
Wait!
I thought it was a zero.
Then how was... Holy crap, there's treasure in those caves.
Yes.
But it doesn't belong to
I'm
us.
looking for it next session.
Well, Andrew, you and I can talk about that if I need to do a wrap up so that you guys know what's in there, or if I need to just send it to you if you're ready to go for next week.
We'll talk.
I am ready to go on quotes. You take the first one.
I am now also ready to go on quotes. You want the first one or the second one?
You take first.
All right. It's all fun and games until the wagons of Dune get caught in your larynx. Andrew.
Mush, camels, mush. Tasha.
So now we're Prince Ali Gumdrop coming with symbols into the town? Andrew.
Azalea in the middle of boring the jackal man to sleep. Azalea. If you require more information about free market economy, I can refer you to a list of references. Insert list of references here.
There's not a scratch on you. How is this possible? Fun Chief. Capitalism, grammar, and the Libraries of Library of Congress categorizational system.
Nice.
Nice.
And that's what we have today for quotas.
That was beautiful.
Well, it was unconventional.
What the heck?
This is never happening again. It's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be freaking challenging. If it kills me, which it might. It probably will.
I think it's less likely to kill you and more likely to kill us.
Fair point. Oh crap, I'm back in charge.
Yes.
So, Captain, my captain.
Yeah, now you can get some like real DMing.
Alright. Now there's not gonna be any hootin', there ain't gonna be any hollering, there ain't gonna be any hooty-nanny in his room. Good, clean D&D game. No, I'm kidding.
Alright.
Alright.
Because that's how his first boss went too.
That was so funny though. Though somebody did get hit. Oh, it was like Gwarf got hit with soup. Gwarf got hit with soup, and Nexa got hit with a soup pot.
That's right. But it was
This
by the
is
people.
so vastly different from my campaign.
Ethan wasn't there for that bit, was he?
No.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
The first like major thing that happened in my campaign for you guys was you got the medallion like through normal means and then broke it and caused a huge amount of damage to everything. Like that was the first thing that happened.
Yes.
We're not good at doing the expected.
I
So,
still have yet to see anything triumph leading a lynch mob through a castle and taking over a city.
and then talking the army into letting you keep it.
Yeah, that one was
Ridiculous.
So Ethan and viewers, you have missed two of our greatest sessions. The first one was like when I was first just kind of figuring out how Pathfinder worked, and I was DMing. They stopped at this farm, right? They're leaving the city. They have to leave the city. You're essentially running for your
the whole army
lives.
is looking for us.
The whole army, yeah. So they stop at this farm, and the white farmer and his wife agree to let them stay, but they start to catch on that something's not quite right. So, like, I forget, somebody, like, hinted that they knew something wasn't right? I don't remember who.
The farmer and his wife and the farmhand just attacked us over dinner.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
yes.
that was ridiculous.
And then they had some undead in their basement, so we burned the house down.
Yep. And Nexa made like one of her only kills in the entire campaign by running
This is true.
her rapier.
That's right, she critted and she ran through the farmhand.
One of Nex's like 3 kills in the entire game
But
was a farmhand.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, oh, yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah, so
So,
for
to
Andrew's
all of
first
you-
boss got killed not through combat by from us going, "This is creepy. Let's burn the house down."
So ridiculous.
After torturing the farmer's wife.
Oh, that's right, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Casita cut off the farmer's wife's hand?
No, I only cut off one of her fingers.
Oh, that's right. In
We
front
had a
What?
finger count going for
in
a while.
front of Gwarf.
Wait, did Gwarf killed on his con save though, so he wasn't like scarred for life.
No.
And
I think
Somebody
I
else
remember
was.
that.
I don't think Gwarf failed a single roll in the entire campaign. Seriously,
I've
though.
jinxed him for eternity.
How did Gwarf not return magic?
Oh my gosh. Alright, kids.
Alright.
You have
We are
deities in Taikangaard.
excited to. Yeah, sure. Just thank you for joining us. I will be back in like a month plus. This took forever, so it'll probably take longer for the better DM to get things wrapped up.
I am not better.
Yeah, you are. So, with all that said, we will see you next week. Our lovely Francis will be, I don't know, I guess also dual playing, and we'll be taking the reins as DM for a while before we bounce back to me. So, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all next Evoca. That means next week.
In German!